boy. Hello there. Hello.
Bonjour.
Hello, bonjour.
Hey.
Hey. It's Mr. Vault. Well, it's going to be...
How you guys doing?
I have a feeling anybody that was lucky enough to tune in this one, you're probably going to be hearing about it for the next couple of days. Oh, yeah. And then some. Not your typical iDubbbz, Ethan, Hassan thing. Let's get it. Mark, Jimmy, DJ, Ghost. Yeah, it's one of those. We got a low bar for love phones if you want it. Very low bar. And if you reach the goal, we'll try to get one out as soon as possible. Ginny's favorite thing to do.
Yay!
What were you talking about before? What was before I went upstairs? Because I actually did have to pee, strangely enough. This wasn't a fake. I was like, wow, I really do. It wasn't just a typical bathroom trip. That I feel like it's like psychological at this point. I just fun to watch. Oh, Nick's stream. Oh yeah, we're definitely talking about that. That's gonna come up. We're gonna bullet point it. We're not gonna go over the stream. Probably should if I really wanted.
Yeah, I mean, like we got the Yeet clips.
We got the Yeet clips. We got the bullet points. Well, yeah, we'll check that stuff up, and then this should be a long one. Actually,
yeah.
You can only stay an hour, I know, but yeah, we should be here a long time.
I'll try. I'll let you know. I'll just like dip
before we went on. Like before I went upstairs, it was funny.
I was talking about the whole like Elon shit, right?
Oh yeah,
fucking nuts.
Elon apparently Trump's a kitty diddler. See where that goes.
Yeah.
And all the conservatives out there is like, well, if you lied about gaming, this has got to be a lie too. Well, you lied about Diablo. All of a sudden, the conservatives are going to care about
Diablo. It was the Asmon Gold. Talk about it, yeah.
Oh, I'm not dealing with it until I see something. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are in the files that didn't mess with a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like just show us the child, man. What happened?
Something when I saw
open folders.
Open folders, yeah. I want love phones. I have to admit, when I saw Cash and Bongino say there was nothing, even though I am not, and you know me, I've always been, he could have killed himself. You know, I told you the situation with my brother when he was a prison guard.
Yeah.
And, you know, I talked to Willie Mack, who comes from a family of prison guards. They feel the same way. They killed himself, right? But if he didn't, right, and they won't release it, the first thing I thought of is like, maybe Trump's a little closer than we thought, you know. But it's not. Okay, you know, buddy. I feel like it could be Bovax accusing Nick of being comment cop. Thanks, Dippy Dipshit. Instead of love phones, it's called gay phones. What instead of love phones, called gay phones?
Hold on.
What? It looks like we're gonna make the.
Oh yeah. Well, so the donation was, what if instead of love phones it's called gay phones, and instead of Jeannie being the co-host, it's Jeff the Huff Puffman shirtless.
I don't think Jeff wants to be a gay icon, do you?
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
Tontan Cough, Elon Musk. Yeah, I don't know. Did Elon Musk pull his version of Nick DiOrio's content, or is he in the file? Mark my words. And the thing is, if he does know, how come he saw the file? I thought he'd have a clearance. You know, just a clearance for his.
Yeah, he's just he's helping. He's not really in there.
Let me tell you something. Trump did it. He needs to fucking go.
Immediately.
He needs to go.
Immediately.
He needs to go to prison. But I mean, I could, you know, is it really worth risking the whole like shebang over? Let's say he's in the files, right? But there have no evidence that he was at the thing and he did anything wrong or something like that. Why would Cash and, I mean, if that's the case, you resign. You know, you resign. Are you really think you're going to hold this thing together after all the shit, A, you've been through with the government going after you, and B, you've watched where the cover-ups get you. They get you caught eventually. Look at the Joe Biden thing. So, look, I got to see it to believe it. But, you know, it really doesn't matter if they do hedge on this stuff. People are going to, you know, come to the conclusion it's going to eat away at Trump's core, because Trump's core wants to know everything about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I am of the opinion that it's not impossible that he killed himself. I was told of something you can do. I'm pretty sure it's true. A way you can hang yourself where I think you tie your legs. I'm not going to even go into it. It's a thing where you tie a rope and then you roll out of bed. But once you roll out of bed, you can't. There's no way to get out of it. I heard it's a common tactic inside federal prisons. I know a guy accused much of what Jeffrey Epstein was accused of. Killed himself that way for a fact. He was he was a Russian hockey coach that was molesting kids in like American junior hockey. So
they want
you get it?
to deport Elon.
Looks like
now.
we got it. Looks like we got it. Yeah. Something tells me we'll be streaming Saturday. It might not be love phones, but you know when things cool down. And I don't think they're going to cool down. If things cool down,
I got that feeling.
You're going to get it right away. We may have a few more streams. It could, but as soon as I can get it out, I'll do it. So let's put the next one.
Make it the Wiggler before we get the love phones.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put another one. This one's going to be more expensive though. I want 10 super chats, and we'll do even more love phones next week. We'll do 2 in 1 week if you want. I don't care if it gets like 300 hits. If you guys like it, and you're going to pay me for it, I'm going to make it happen. I know. It's just that simple. So you got another one. I should wrote love phones too. How much is a Wiggler? $30 on the way in development.
Yeah.
It's got big boobies.
Yeah, I've had the request for bigger titties.
Not for me.
No, not for. Yeah, honestly, I think that would be good too.
Let's start the show and start off on that because that's a funny conversation that we had. So let's get it rolling. Let's start it up. Rock and roll.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go. Owers and tastemakers make us no chaser. Gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, 10 times vapors.
No matter what they tell you, it's the original podcast. Ask Hoggy. May have been surpassed, but will never not be the original. Keeping it afloat over here. Keeping the old school afloat. So, you're working on the Wiggler, and you tell me, you sit there, this is funny, this is pretty funny, Walt. You tell me, do you want bigger breasts? Now, I saw the outline, but I didn't open one, and I'm like, well, I don't really feel comfortable telling you that. So you're like, I don't care, like, what do you want? I don't feel I don't want to be on the record and say bigger tits to you. I mean, there is a line here, and she's giggling. I go, so I came up with the perfect answer. I was like, I would like them accentuated for comedic value, but I will only go with as big as you're comfortable with.
Was that the HR answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking the HR friendly answer? Yeah.
Small new member. Hey, thank you, buddy. Talk to him before too. A lot of people talking about iDubbbz. iDubbbz, pretty much a final fucking meltdown. I do worried about them getting sued. And I was on Nick's stream, or I was sending him money like everybody else. I don't know why I'm sending him money. He's sending me money for finding him. But yeah, Nick's killing it. I think I 7,000. Amazing. I don't think I've ever hit. For first things, I hit 5 once, but I don't even remember that. But no, he's killing it. But I said, these people are they're only working class, putting themselves in a position to get sued. And they were like, oh no, discovery. Yeah, that's true. It might prove what they're saying. But here's the thing. In the United States, you can be right in a lawsuit. You could be found you can be found not guilty. Well, not really, or they could find in your favor. It'd be civil. And you could still lose your house and everything you ever worked for, because we don't have loser pay. So in a situation, if these people feel like they're cornered, Anise and Joma or the Jomas, they might sue out of spite. And just if they're is rich, but there's some question whether they're that rich.
Well, there's some food for thought. She's a victim of. The chick is a victim of child marriage.
Later. All right. We'll cover that.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, we'll cover it later. That's I found that a little confusing too. I didn't think that was their strongest thing. They were obviously throwing stuff. I mean, I believe them, but I'm just like the law of averages. I was talking to Harley, and he said, "Do you believe them?" And I said, "Yes," but I'm sure there was some exaggeration. His next answer, the right question: what part do you think they exaggerated? I said, I don't know, but the law of averages tell me somebody's going to exaggerate when they're that pissed off. He's like, fair enough, and they have every reason to be pissed off. But, I do wonder, it seemed a little loose. You know what I mean? It seemed a little, and maybe they're hoping for a GoFundMe or something like that. Apparently, I didn't see this live. iDubbbz communicated with them. I said, look, I saw you in the thumbnail for Ethan's. I hope this is clickbait. No, it's not. That's funny. So
top five streams of all time.
Yeah, easy. I heard you say that. That it's like, what'd you say? It was what you call it, big, right?
Okay, buddy.
Thanks so much.
To me, it's bigger than the Matt Jarbo stuff. It's bigger. It's up there.
Yeah, well, it is bigger. Was it as good as Matt Jarbo?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like every minute, just bomb after bomb after bomb.
It was bomb after bomb after bomb. No, you're right about that. That's for shizzle. Bomb after bomb after bizom. For show. Faux show. I'm trying to connect my shit. I want to get that damn thing up for y'all. Let's get that bitch on there. Come on now.
It was a pretty good stream.
Yeah, look, it was definitely a good stream. I wouldn't say it wasn't, but stop. I mean, God, it's definitely bigger than Boulders, for sure.
Yeah.
It's bigger. Boy, it's not working. Fuck. This sucks. The chat viewer's not working. That pisses me off like to no end. You know that? It's not connecting. It pisses me off. I went to all this trouble to do this shit, and damn thing doesn't work. Authorize on YouTube. I'm streaming though, right? I'm on there. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're live.
So fucking weird. What about here? Is it here? Yeah, it's both here too. Everybody hates this angle right here, even you, I think. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's not connecting to my account for some reason I don't understand, and I'm not really willing to. Well, the good thing about that is I don't have to cut anything out if I do the stream, because you can't put your damn chat in there. If you ever wonder why Nick Dioria does that, it's because F words on the screen, even up down here, can spell doom for green dollar signs. You know what it might be? I'm not signed in here. Upgrade. I could be it. Yeah, probably what it is. Upgrade, beta, exploit. It's beta still? Jesus, how long? Everything stays in beta forever. What's the point of even calling anything beta anymore? You know what I mean?
Just laziness.
Yeah. So please solve the puzzle to continue. This is funny. Select objects that fit the theme below. Fuck that. I don't even get that one. Click on items that naturally decompose. Onion.
There's just two of them.
The onion, I guess?
The onion.
Yeah, I think there's 2 onions.
Okay, sign in. 2 onions. I am human. Oh, God, another one.
Oh.
Drag the thing in here. Yeah, I got it. Got it. All right, can I click sign in? Click it now? All right, I'm in.
There you go.
And we're in.
And we're in. And let's see if I can get the thing rolling. Because there's some internet problems over here recently, and I thought it was, something else. So here we go. It's connecting. Really, 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 really want this to work, and it didn't. It didn't make a fucking difference. Hooray!
I think we should get some Tommy Honkers Wiggler too. Yeah, just have you with big old titties as well. There we go.
I can't knock myself cold or anything. Jesus. I'm not like you. I don't have back problems. It's amazing I don't actually. No, it's not going to happen, guys. It won't log in. The chat will not log in. So we're going to have to do it old-fashioned like. I have made my best effort. It refuses to log in. And I don't know why. Authorization successful. You may now close the app. Connected, it says here. Oh, now it says it's in. Yay! We did it!
All right, there we go.
Ooh,
we did it.
Eventually.
Maybe if I find it, Tommy will actually talk #dead air on Dave. What?
On Dave.
You know, I threw Dave a bone today. Dave, talking about iDubbbz before we get into this next thing, before we get into the the debate demanders. Dave did say to me in 2016, right, and I think it's before Anissa contacted him, that he just thought the guy was a total dork and what have you. Now, me and Dave have really different views on entertainment, on internet. They're radically different. Music, the whole nine. I'm a little more rebellious by him than nature. Dave's a little more conservative. He likes old talk shows and stuff like that. But I will give him credit for this. He told me that guy's a fucking dork. And I'm like, wait, is all the shits together? He's like the man. Are you kidding me? You don't find that entertaining? He says, it's not that he's not good. It's just that he sucks. I know that guy. So I guess Dave got the feeling you could stuff him in a locker. Boy, was he right. Maybe we'll go on that for him. So Dave called that 20. I was just like, oh God, you got to get into the internet thing. Let the old entertainment rules go. But no, he stuck to that. Now, he did start talking to Anissa when I was on Baited, and then so Anissa knows exactly who I am. And then as soon as Debated broke up, she dropped him like a bad habit. And they would talk. He would tell me like, "Oh, she's so nice," and blah blah blah. We talk about this and we talk about that, blah 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 blah, and then just cut him off. Which, due to recent events, we can see why. But no, like Dave did call. He got a bad vibe from that guy, and then he changed a little bit. Because he liked the squirrel content. I like the squirrel content too, I'll be honest with you. But he always just thought like, nah, that's not. And I gotta be honest with you, I have been fooled by the Elvises, the aliens of the world. I have been fooled by like false confidence. I've been fooled by a lot of them. Like these content creators. You see somebody who's confident and quick-witted and artistic as somebody like as iDubbbz. You figure, they're not a drooling on the floor dork, and that's who he was. Sound like my father. Okay, let's start the show. How many of you remember the Keemstar principle? Put them on the chat and somebody tell me what I'm talking about, because I've talked about this pretty much since I was on Baited. What is the Keemstar principle? What does Keemstar say? What have I mentioned? The one thing that Keem taught me that was absolutely true, and the best thing that Keem, and most useful thing, beef and take fans. That's a simple way to put it. Anybody else? Collaborate, make the opponent look like they were the one that started it. Correct. I have seen this throughout my YouTube career. I've seen it done to friends, done to people I don't know, over and over again. I also experienced before I knew Keem with the people in Joe Cronin's community. People are so desperate for any kind of fame or attention, whether it's a small community or a big community, and it just turns people into monsters. Monsters that I basically pointed out on here for as long as I can remember. My favorite particular group to point out, mostly because I have a different way of looking at things in the internet. There is the way to look at it that everybody's content, and you really have no true friends because you haven't met them in real life. I don't like that because I think it's an excuse to be a phony. If I'm good with you, then it's just as good as I'm going to treat you the same way I would treat anybody in real life. That's my thing. Some people don't agree with that. Some people think that's too dangerous. But I would never farm anybody friends. You have to at least turn on me or something bad would happen before I did something like that. I'm not retard wrangling Vault, although it would be easy.
The fuck?
Yeah. I go, what? Where'd that come from?
I'm helping you, man. I'm fucking helping you over here, man. I'm doing you a favor.
Yes. It's just an example. Just an example. Don't get upset.
All right.
Don't get upset. So this is something I've always lived by. Anybody who's been here for a long period of time, I want you to keep that in mind when I go further, because I smell something. I got a DM from some guy saying that they would be happy to moderate a debate with me and McMahon.
Oh, God.
And why me? I'm not the only one that goofed on his and spiked on his video. I'm not the only one. Why not pop up guts? Got a bigger. Oh, I know why. I know why. And we are seeing this, and I saw this in one of my last videos. Everybody is sick to fucking death of making some kind of fucking outrageous hit piece, calling somebody a bunch of names, and demanding new debate. Jay Sox was doing this with Willie Mack, and it's just everybody's tired of it. Everybody's tired. You're a sweeper. You're a sweeper. You're a sweeper. You're a sweeper. Everybody is just sick to death of this shit. So this guy says that, and I just sent him a long lull. And then he writes back exactly like all these guys, just like I was making fun of McMahon the other day. Oh, I don't think you're very confident in your position if you don't want to debate. Now I'm paraphrasing, of course. McMahon, I am absolutely confident from the bottom of my soul that you're retarded. Absolutely. It's not nothing I got. I don't have to flinch. All right. That the video's retarded. Absolutely. It's not like, oh God, man, I got that wrong. If you think I got something wrong, feel free to cover it. I'll never claim anybody, and I never will. You'd have to be just uploading myself straight up and making money on it for me to even pull some shit like that. And thankfully, I never have. So this debate stuff, first of all, they're not debates. They're gotcha. They're gotcha classes, right? I've already experienced them. I've been a part of them. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, some people that I don't like. Who was that guy that screwed over Jesus? Remember him? Remember the Jesus guy? He used to do the big. What was that guy?
Oh,
yeah. Remember him? And then he said that Jesus.
I remember him.
Like that. Yeah, we set him fucking up. Otherwise known as retard wrangling. All right, I know he's retard wrangling me, not knowingly anyway. So I'm just super sick of this demand. Let me make this clear. No debates, anywhere, anytime. Go fuck yourself. Make your fucking video. You have a platform. You have YouTube. It's free. If you have a computer, you're more than welcome to upload. All right? No debates. It has nothing to do with a position discomfort. I absolutely am completely comfortable with saying that a lot of the things you said in the beginning of your video, like I criticize people and I love to criticize people and I'm going to punch up and I'm going to take shit from the commentary retards. It just shows total insecurity to me. So what are we going to argue, McMahon? Whether you're secure or not, that's not a position. That's a statement, an allegation, if you would, right? And an opinion. It's binary. There's no way for to know. You could have been totally confident. There's no way for me to know. I'm not lowering myself to debate that. That's stupid. That's what Queeman does. That's what J-Stock do. And I think they're retarded. I think you guys are just a bunch of Jesus. What do you call them? I always forget that fucking word for some reason. It's
goblins.
No, what the fuck is the name? I always get this. This is something that will not stick in my brain.
Contrarian.
Contrarian malcontents. That's all you are. You say up, they say down. It's just a thing. You know, with the hope to getting it on Chud's stream, right? Where he can, best case scenario, call you a sweeper. And I know everybody's like, but what he usually does is, wow, it's a really good video. Don't know if I agree with it though. Over and over and over and over again. I don't know if you guys know this, but Aiden and Queeman back in January took something I said, I don't remember exactly, but it had something to do with Slasher, and tried to get Chud to call me out. So there's a constant reel of videos for them to push it up to Chud to call me out. And Chud stays on the fence because he's very comfortable with the image that Chud is fair, extremely comfortable with it. And so much that it just, at this point, it just kind of seems to me like he's sort of waiting for his moment to say, I don't know, Dick DiOrio, Queeman made a really good video on you. Whether it's good or not, it just matters how the audience reacts to it. Now, I don't think that's a very good friend. I don't think that's a very good friend at all. So you just push this thing up and hope Chud says something negative about it. He usually doesn't. But to me, I don't know if Chud is fair. I feel like Chud is waiting for his moment. And I was kind of reminded of that when he said, I'm calling out you, Nicholas DiOrio. And then he shoehorned something Stardust says in. Now, I know he apologized for it or got it straight, but I'm getting to the point with this, and something that was in McMahon's video that has made me think for the last couple of days, but maybe the meme, Chud is fair, is not quite accurate. So let me make my case to you, right? So I'm calling out you, Chud, and I promise not to tie something that Stardust said and make it about Nicholas DiOrio. Okay, I'll just make my case. How about that? So, we have the whole Queen, the malcontents, the demanding for debates. I will never do the debates. I will never go on there again. I got cornered by Queeman. And there also seems to be a pattern when the test balloon doesn't fly, they come back and apologize to you. Like, I had no idea who Queeman was when I went on there. I didn't know he hated me. Oh, he just hates you. It's no problem. Okay, he hates me. Fine. And then the immediate apology, like he didn't know he was going to corner me. Well, I'm pretty sure he knew that. And then it's just the way he is, just the way he is. Well, I've watched Queeman it's going on 6 months now. And he's a dishonest player. He's the one that's been selling this bullshit, him and his buddy J-Stock, that what Destiny did is akin to rape, which is really, the biggest, funniest insult to every rape victim that ever lived. I also think they're responsible for actually helping Destiny because the allegations are so ridiculous. I was so perfectly displayed inside of a Willie Mack Show's video. So personally, I'm sick of it. I think it's weird. I think it's weird to call out Nick DiOrio. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. I don't know at all. And here's something else you didn't know. So Queeman watches this crazy McMahon video, which is completely nuts, completely out like I don't compare it to genocide and it's just something that's with genocide and pedophilia and all this crazy stuff. And he apparently watched this fucker unironically. Now, I didn't watch Queeman. Did anybody else see that? Did Queeman actually watch that unironically? Like that guy had a point. It's literally in like 20 minutes of I hate you. Am I off here? I don't know. No, he didn't watch it unironically. Well, I don't know if that's true or not because he apparently apologized to Nick. And this is not the first time. It just feels like, you don't have a fundamental understanding why Ethan Klein's people don't like Ethan Klein. It just seems like the situation with me and admittedly Chud shut it down. It just seems like there's just a constant wave of gotcha, a constant wave. And I don't know if Chud is just too audience captured or he's snaking people. That's what I don't know. I don't like it. I haven't heard from Chud in 6 months, pretty much quickly after they got him to talk about Kinetic Kel. And those guys have been trying to shoehorn me some kind of inappropriate relationship. They talked about my wife and how inappropriate, always trying to make me like the tipster and the goth queen. And Chud entertained it pretty unfairly, I think. And that was also around the same time. And by the way, you know what Kinetic Kel is? Kinetic Kel is a Patreon that came to me and asked to do an interview. Somehow that made me at Sex Pest. It was unbelievable. And Chud entertained.
Going after when she was 14. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Chud doesn't entertain that, but he keeps entertaining this. And I also sort of feel like Ethan Klein in this situation. If you're kind of running over those people, you're really not my friend. You're my critic. And that's fine. We can be critics. But I don't particularly trust that. And by the way, before you say I'm a water-brained retard and I'm just speaking out of my ass and this is a big conspiracy theory, Chud, you can look into it. I'm not the only one. Hence why nobody has been on the show that comes from my community. Like Turkey Toms and Willies. That's why nobody's gone on there. You can check into that. You can look into it. Nobody trusts you. Whether it's just because you're afraid of Queeman, I don't know, right? I could, or you're a snake and wait for them to hit gold so you can turn around when the next Nicholas Diorio video comes out and say, wow, sorry, Nick, I know we were friends, but that was a good video. I don't know if that's your plan, but you run with snakes. It's the same criticism I made of Ethan Klein, by the way. You run with a lot of snakes, and it's starting to seem like the kind of criticism you have of them is kind of a bit of a show. Don't know, don't care, just putting it out there. You're more than welcome to respond to it the way you see fit. There's another thing.
Okay, buddy.
The famous New Year's stream, and this is the thing that really bothers me the most. And this is something I actually picked up when I was watching. Do you all remember the New Year's stream? Remember the New Year's stream?
Yeah, it was an interesting stream, I'd say the least.
What were the two? What was the big development in the New Year's stream?
Let me think. Destiny?
Bobax with the dress, right?
Bowplanks, yeah.
All right. Well, this is, I think Chud even knows this. Nobody believes for a minute that Chud didn't drop that on purpose to create content on a big stream with big players all in the same community. Nobody. Keep this in mind. I knew about the Bobax dress, and some of Bobax's critics who had enough respect for him kept that quiet too, including Nick, And so what does Chud do? He brings up the dress out of nowhere. What's his explanation? I thought that was already public. I remember his exact quote. Would. Absolutely nobody believes that wasn't done on purpose. Now, who fucking cares? It's Bobax. He's treated Nick like shit. He's a complete backstabber. He'll say absolutely anything. So, yeah, I think everybody's like, fuck it. But it did get some people's attention. That was kind of a weird thing to do. And if you really believe that Chud believes that it was, I thought it was out there, then how come there were no videos on Bobax's dress between the months of August and early January? I think that might have got some attention. I'm just guessing. And you know what? I don't care that it's not like Chud had any kind of loyalty to Bobax or anything, but everybody pretty much agreed that maybe we shouldn't go that far. If it's a sexuality, well, whatever. But what if I told you, and by the way, Zab Gaming, nobody believes he didn't do that on purpose. Chud, you can check it into yourself. You can talk to people that were in the stream. You can check. Nobody bought it, not for a second, and it seems kind of low, but fuck it, it's Bobax. He's a piece of shit to us anyway, and would stab us in the back as soon as look at us. But what if I told you there was something worse in that stream? Something that I just noticed when with McMad, and I started to remember on that New Year's stream. At one point remember when I told you that everybody knew about Pixie? Everybody knew?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, everybody knew. And this is what it reminded me. And I remember seeing it and thinking it was a little weird. Everybody knew, all of them. I don't know about Augie and how much he knew. They all knew it was coming out. Every single one of them knew it was coming out. I don't know if they knew who, what, where, when, or how, but they knew it was coming out, right? At that particular time, Turkey Tom is still friends with Destiny. And he's got to keep the fucking rouge up at this point, knowing damn well when this thing comes out, he's going to distance himself. Otherwise, who does it tip off? Destiny. I found it really strange, incredibly strange, that all of a sudden, Chud is putting pressure on Tom and being extraordinarily anti-DGG. Putting Tom in a really, really weird position. Now, Tom can't come right out on it because they don't know if it's coming out. And remember what Nick said, you don't know A, if this girl's going to change her mind, or B, if she's going to get her money, and C, she didn't want it to come out. That's why Craig and President Sunday are listed in the lawsuit. You know who's not listed in the lawsuit? The old school, lame commentary guys. Nicholas Diorio isn't listed in it. Willie Max not listed at it. No, it's just kind of the Queeman crowd and the spicy chat crowd that are listed in it. So that to me, I don't know what that is. Maybe, I know the Bobax isn't an honest mistake, but that really, really rubs me the wrong way. And it's why I don't really have anything to do with Chud. It's why nobody goes on Chud anymore. Because we don't know what's true and what isn't. It just seems, and you see this thing with like, I'm calling out you, Nicholas Diorio. I'll talk about something Diorio never talked about, like the ADL, trying to tie him to that censorship organization, something that he's never talked about. It seems kind of shady. Well, he knows it didn't go over that well because he contacted Nick and asked to talk about it. Yeah, that's right. He wanted to talk about it with him, and get things straight. You know why he wanted to get things straight? Because he knew if he made any honest criticism about Ethan Klein, it would be seen as drama. That's bullshit, and he knows it. He could absolutely criticize Ethan Klein for any wacky thing that he had done and say no disrespect to Nick or no disrespect to that. No, you know the wrong way to do it? I'm calling out you, Nicholas Diorio. That didn't float. Nick, we need to talk about this privately. Well, I suggested that he not talk about it privately because it's doing one of two things. You're just doing a lame-ass temperature check, or you're just trying to get his talking points. So I think that's utterly ridiculous. Your relationship with Nick Diorio is your business, as is everybody else that's in that chat. Everybody. But I tell you something, I'd be awful, and you can bet I told him that that's awful fucking sus. Yeah, that was me. And by the way, I don't know all the names. I'm not the only one, and it's not recent. Not at all. I can tie the kinetic Kel thing to just after I got $5,000 from Musty. Then all of a sudden, I'm getting grilled on that channel. And I see what's going on. I'm like, I see the thumbnail that comes out. I'm like, oh, I know what happens here. I've seen that before. Oh, I'm sorry. my thumbnail guy made it. I have absolutely no control of it. Well, I tell you something. Me and Nick would have a problem. The thing is, you and me aren't close enough for me to give a fuck, right? Me and Nick would have a problem if he tried to make me out to be some kind of loser like that. But here's the thing. One of the reasons I didn't bitch about it, because you made it abundantly clear that you're a critic, not my friend, and you have every right to be a critic. I just don't think you're a very good friend. I think you're looking for the day. I think you're using Queeman and all those guys to just kind of get a goal, and to the one moment you say, yeah, Nick really, he's a sweeper this time. He's really a dick rider this time. You tried it with Willie Mack, and you're all ready to come down on him. I remember when you started your stream. I was at my son's birthday party, right? And you're all ready to go hard on Willie Mack until Nick tweeted about it and said that Willie did a great job after a completely unfair debate situation, the kind of debates that I will never be involved with. I can promise you that. So, Chud, I don't know if this is jealousy. I don't know if you're a rat. I don't know if your audience captured. I don't know any of that stuff. Tell you the truth, don't really want to know, because I'm going to treat you like a rat no matter what, and I'm just get out of your life and have nothing to do with you. Now, I haven't heard from you in 6 months, so you can't do this whole thing, oh, I'm stabbing you in the back. No, I'm not. I haven't heard from you. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is our relationship changed immediately after I got a really generous donation from Musty that kept me up for like a month and a half so I could continue to do the show. And I retired. That's right. Queeman made me retired. And that's it. He got me, I guess. I don't know where that came from. Oh, wait a minute. That came from you. Thanks for the support, buddy, pal. And so, yeah, I think you're being dubious and two-faced, and I smell the Keemstar principle. So if it's jealousy, if it's whatever it is, good luck with that. Have a great time with this. But here's the thing. Jealousy never gets you anywhere. If you are getting passed by Nick and other streamers and they pass your relevance level, do what I do. Congratulate them. Don't phony call them out. You can certainly criticize Ethan Klein. By the way, I have been for months, and me and Nick have talked about the differences without stirring drama. Don't criticize Nick's talking point. Make up your own. But you're never that definitive on anything. You're a fence rider. And that comes off as being fair. It's not. I think it's fake. I think you're a phony friend. And considering what you did to get Nick's attention and how he helped you, and the other guys too, and the whole loser commentary community, they've been very, very, very good for you. Unbelievably generous. Let's not forget that you got catfished by a 17-year-old boy. And everybody, including myself, looked the other way, thought it was fucked up, and gave you the best. A year ago, I couldn't believe I was saying this. I was on the phone. This guy's the best fucking guy. I'm so ready. I love his show. I love calling in. Do you ever see me call in any other shows like that? Never. Never. Because I loved it. And then all of a sudden, I get a donation, and they're entertaining me being a sex pest, and they're entertaining the whole slasher thing, which I don't particularly remember. And he did shut it down in fairness. but it just seemed like they're just waiting. I've seen it continue. I've seen it continue with Willie. I've seen it continue with Nick, and they're just trying to nail old Mr. Lips. Well, my recommendation, Tom, Augie, have nothing to do. Whether I don't know if Chud's really doing this or not. I don't know if he's doing this or not. Have nothing to do with him because you can't trust him. Whether he's ordering audience capture or being a rat, I don't know which. Then he's not somebody to trust. And believe me, nothing Batman I'm saying is new because nobody's been on. And this is what's being talked about behind the scenes. Yes, Chud, that's it. I don't know if you're sitting there giggling saying, we got him, we're fooling him, we got a perfect system here. Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. They didn't want to fight with you because they liked you. They didn't want to alienate Nick. And look, you got to deal with your relationships. Now you know where I stand, because one of the biggest reasons I'm doing this is because I want everybody to know where I stand. I want you to know and everybody else. I don't trust you. I think you're kind of a weird guy. And I don't think you're that great a debater either, if you want to get into this debate stuff. I think it's just, you just ride the waves. You're kind of like the English guys. You look a little different. You sound a little different. You're a little better spoken than the English guys we dealt with in 2016 and 2017. Any wave will do. And I don't know why you want to get off the Diorio wave. Maybe it's because he's pulling 7,000, whatever. You certainly don't have to support Ethan Klein. The guy is nuts. I completely agree with you on that. But don't act like you can't criticize it without alienating Nick or creating drama. You can do it. I've been doing it for months. I said Ethan was wrong about pressuring iDubbbz, and I took it back when I realized Ethan was right. And I also said from the very beginning that Ethan asked for this shit because he got in bed with a bunch of fucking lunatic communists. So there you go. Now you know where I stand. And for all the other, malcontents, these weirdos, like this virtue signaling white knight bullshit from J-Stalk demand. Look, no one has to debate you. No one has to debate you. And now what you could do is just try to push up everything to Chud from your content and see if he picks a side. Because that's what it looks like to me. Don't know if it is, doesn't matter, but it looks fake to me. It looks like a bunch of fake bullshit. So, hey, McMahon, did you like that? you were the spawn for that. Now he can answer all these allegations or my questions and what have you on his own fucking stream, and I will move on. I promise you. If he wants to come back at me, I'll be happy to answer him. But I tell you what, if you just say I'm retarded and conspiracy theories, you're gonna have to deal with one of two things. A, that's gonna leave an empty taste in your audience's mouth, and B, I'm not the only one. Have a good day. Boom, 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 boom. Next scene.
Wow, whoa, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something.
There you go. Stick around. That's the way I feel. Off my chest. Bye. Good luck. Hey, I'm retired. It don't matter. I say what the fuck I like, right? There you go. Get shut and call love funds. All right, let's watch this horse shit.
Now, thankfully for me, I have the majority of this video already recorded. This is just a little addendum. I think an addendum is something that you put at the end, but this is a predendum. I'm throwing in a little predendum. Something that I've been struggling with for a long time on YouTube is concern trolling. The thing that I really struggle with is not identifying concern trolling. The difficult part of
identify your last video. Look how's content go.
It's all just concern trolling, man.
I'm sure Chud's defended me several times before, but I'm sorry, this behavior is bizarre. Yes, he has. When it's absolutely fucking ridiculous and he doesn't have the position to do it, he doesn't. I've defended Chud before, if you remember, if you know that, man. I've done it before myself, right? I've even done it when I'm suspicious of it. By the way, I'll continue to do it too. I'm just telling you, I don't trust that guy. I think I'm calling out you, Nick Diorio. Since when are we talking about the ADL? Never. No, I'm sorry, Nick. It just kind of came out that way. That's what I heard when after I got off the phone, the guy I didn't know called Queeman. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was going to go that way. No, I was retard wrangled. And how many times can this fucking happen? And then if you look at the Bobax thing, which, by the way, nobody believes, and you look at the thing with the Turkey Tom and the way he was positioning himself when he knew damn well this was going to come out, it's sus. Is it proof? No. But it's enough for me to say, sayonara.
Okay, buddy.
of it is when there are people who have authentic concern out there and the concern trolls are concerned over the same thing. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm giving in to the concern trolls by addressing, you know, this segment of the population or this segment of my fan base who have genuine concerns. So I don't want to let the trolls inhibit my ability to communicate to my fans or people
they won't.
who are confused out there. So I want to talk about Creator Clash. I want to talk about the structure of the business and how it's changed over the years, and just sort of put to rest any of the lies that are being spread out there about Anissa, about me, and about the event.
What's that got to do with concern? If they're lies, why don't you just like go over the lies? What's that got to do with concern trolling?
Well, his wife told him to make this video, so...
We'll get to that later.
The main incentive for sharing this information is that I have felt extremely handcuffed by Creator Clash these past years because I'm not an expert communicator and I don't know how to convey things.
You're in commentary! What the fuck, man? You made commentary!
Nick said this on his... Nick said this on his stream. It is amazing that he was generally considered the greatest, best commentator of all time, hands down. I think he's like, and I still think he's there, like right neck and neck with Mediger. I know Mediger wouldn't want to say he was in the commentary community, and he might end up being the biggest lolcow commentator of all time. I mean, like we've seen a lot of lolcow commentators. We've never seen anything like this. Anything.
Not over communicate, not do all these things that potentially put the event at risk and put other people at risk. And that's
when Queeman gets above back rows before it came public, I don't think Queeman knew a thing.
Yeah,
when he got made that guess. Like I don't think that was a good guess.
Like a really good
guess.
guess.
I want to make that sure. But I know everybody else knew about the dress in August. And I don't think he knew. I think Queeman's been around people like that wear the dress, and he was able to identify it. I think if I was around more people like that, I probably wouldn't be able to get it too. But I think he knows all these weirdos more than I do in that particular part of the world. You know, if there's a scumbag from New Jersey, I could pick it out like that. You know?
That's kind of why I wanted to step away from this event. It feels like it's inhibiting my ability, like the business side of things, like inhibits my ability to communicate openly and effectively, especially when there's so many people counting on me to, you know, do that well. So it's a lot of pressure, and now that Anissa and I have stepped away from it.
What's that?
He wasn't even fighting in CC3. All I had to do was just promote. What the fuck are you talking about?
Couldn't even do that.
I keep thinking that he could have ended Ethan in a single video under a minute. Ended him. Ended any kind of credit. He would have been fighting uphill after that. Pick up the phone. Ethan, I really don't appreciate you saying those things. I'm still a supporter of yours. But I do have friends that are on the other side of this. Please don't put me and Anissa in this position because it's like you're demanding me to choose. I'm going to let you slide on all the stuff you said about us. I don't think you meant it. I think you're angry if you want to call me privately. But just the fact that you went public with this without talking to me is the reason I'm going public with it. I'm asking you again. Please, don't do that again. It's not fair. Fucked. He's fucked. He's fucked. He's fucked. Now I'm going to get a combat cop. He's fucked. It's over. It's over before it started. Yeah.
Well,
I want to just clear the...
Tommy.
What's that? This habit of
We'll see. Genocide is more important, all right? He had to talk about how bad Israel is, and Israel is Ethan. So
this guy gives a much about genocide and the Palestinians as he gives a fuck about the charities raising for the kids with cancer, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Beyond clear, this is about virtue signal and seeing yourself as a good person.
The air, because I don't feel that same pressure that I did when I was part of the event. If you look into charity events, they come in so many different shapes.
When we get into concern trolling, boy, these videos suck now.
And sizes, and there is really no format that is completely obvious for creator boxing plus charity. For the first Creator Clash, we had the business model of after everyone has been paid for, you know, the expenses of the event, all profits go to charity. That was the business model, and it was successful. Thankfully, it worked out the first year. Now, some people will be critical of one of the costs being parties for Creator Clash 2 and actually Creator Clash 1, because that's where we got the idea from. It was very successful for Creator Clash 1, or the event was successful. We don't know if the party worked to encourage people to promote the event, but that was the idea. You get...
What?
This is bizarre. I honestly didn't think this was a Creator Class video. I mean, like,
if you don't know, why do it again then? If you had no idea, because it's fucking charity.
You know,
is
the more and more
the
time goes
priority.
by. Did you see that accountant call in here the other day? The more and more time goes by, I think she was saying they're doing this to more than likely pay the last one off, right?
Yeah,
it's shady. Yeah,
it does feel that way. You know,
something off.
Look, I can't prove shit, but Froggy thought the whole thing was shady too. But I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't put one of those things together. Not in a million fucking years. Queeman could. He knows everything.
Get a bunch of creators to show up to a fucking hotel the night before their fight, and they're going to post about it on social media, and the internet will be abuzz. And the event was successful, so we thought that strategy of having, you know, a little hubbub.
Can you imagine putting this video out just hours later? He's getting out.
By the way, Tommy, he flew all of them out. He paid for the gala. He paid for their fucking plane tickets and hotel rooms.
Yeah.
All that money is coming out of the charity.
Yeah, I know.
How is that success?
Well, first of all,
out of children's pockets.
I think that fuck them kids. Well, it's not a charity anymore. I don't know if it was a charity then
it's
either.
just
Now
publicity.
it's definitely not a charity.
It's all about
now
publicity.
It's like split.
Yeah.
You could donate if you want, but the rest of it's profit. You know.
A little hullabaloo before the event and after the event was a good idea. So we ran with that strategy again, hoping that creators will post about it and be excited about it and buzz will be generated. But it didn't.
You know when I knew it was over for him? I knew it was donut operator because he's a big YouTuber and these guys, they fucking cross every T, dot every I, and what have you. Once donut operator came out and told that fucking story, you knew it was over for him. Another thing is big, and it's more than Asmongold. Big guys are taking shots at him now. He is
kind of like the normie YouTubers, right?
Yes,
I guess
the normie YouTubers. That's when you really know it's over.
Didn't happen, or maybe it did happen, but it just didn't sell tickets. I would cross that off my list as a learning experience of, well, if you do this strategy, you either got to force people to post about it, or you have to fucking, I don't know, not do it. You gotta make sure that people are slapping each other during the weigh-in. That's probably what I'd change it to, because it's cheaper, you know? It's a lot cheaper if people slap each other during the weigh-in. I just wasn't about that. I was just like, I don't want this fake drama shit. For the second creator clash, we used the same business model. This time we increased the budget, we had more fighters, we had a bigger arena, and more expenses in general. As a result of that, there were a lot more costs, and our ticket sales did not make up those costs. It seemed very obvious that this was not the way to run the charity boxing event. We told our business partners, we are not going to do this event again unless it can be promised to us that there was a way to guarantee money for charity. And the business model that was presented to us was what we're in.
Well, you took fucking less than 34%. You could at least made sure to 10 more percent with the charity. You can make 24%, which is also high from what I understand.
Acting, or what we did enact this year with Creator Clash 3. And that is the for-profit side of the business is unincorporated with the charity aspect. So the charity partner is its own fundraiser that we sort of like push people to, you know, before, during, and after the event.
So it's not a charity stream. It's not a charity boxing event. Yeah, I really wonder. I wonder about the legalese of this stuff. I mean, is there a fraud thing here? Because, yeah. Is there a fraud thing here if it doesn't meet? Like, I saw somebody online, right? And this is, take this for what it's ever it's worth. And like, charity streams have a very strict definition. A charity has a very strict legal definition. What if this boxing event doesn't meet that definition? Now, I mean, I imagine somebody would have to sue him, you know. But yeah, I think it's so weird.
I think where some of the confusion is that many people don't understand how charity events operate, because to be honest, they're all very different. And with something like
we don't understand, Tommy. I understand now. We're the stupid ones.
Yeah, that's it.
A charity boxing event, there's a lot of money that you have to front to put it on in the first place. And if you have an investor, you're
this is just like he shoehorned this in. I feel robbed. I don't want to hear any more about
able to do
this.
that. That investor is going to want money. They're going to want profit, but that at least give.
How unnecessary this was, you know.
gives you the initial funds to put on the event. There are other charity initiatives and events that allow people to spend money for a ticket and immediately get a product, and also their money goes to charity. Those are usually big fucking conglomerates, giant companies that can afford that cost because they're selling you other things. Some people have an idea of charity events as being like a strictly altruistic thing where everyone is just sacrificing their time and energy and money for the charity. To put on a boxing event costs a lot of money. And even in other examples like GDQ, Games Done Quick is a charity event, but they're not like a charity themselves. You know, they run a business and they partner with a charity and they fundraise for the charity. They send.
So it's not charity. So they're not a charity. They promote charities. So Games Done Quick is not a charity, and neither is Crater Crash 3.
People to the charity.
I mean, the whole thing he's been selling is pushing. It's charity. This is exactly what the Gay Joker was talking about. You know, they're trying to tell
Gay
you.
Riddler?
Yeah, the Gay Riddler, Gay Joker, whatever his name was. Yeah, this is like it's not. I feel like I'm getting snowed here.
Charity and
no, I'm not saying anything is. I don't know. I have no idea if this is illegal or not, or it doesn't. Even if it doesn't match the strictest definition of what illegally a charity is or isn't, will he be liable anyway? I'm not saying that. I'm not a lawyer. I can't begin to understand this shit. But I do feel like I'm getting gaslighted here. It's charity or it's not. It's just like, is it a boxing event with deep ties to a charity, which we encourage you to go to? It's just like bizarre, harmful opinions. Yes.
Thankfully,
Gay Riddler.
They have, you know, multiple ways of being paid and paying the people who are running the show. That might be through payment from the charity. That might be through their own like Twitch stream or merchandise. I just know that for a charity boxing event in the form of Creator Clash, there aren't too many ways to recoup your money other than ticket sales. And that was obviously the biggest challenge of the previous two events. When it does well, awesome. But when it doesn't, it's a huge problem. It remains to be seen whether the for-profit
Did it put you in the hole?
business side of the event will be successful. But the main controversy, I would say, is that it was revealed with the change of ownership.
See, this is the real part. This then why is this on all these others saying that Ethan is attacking a charity? Oh, well, that's the move. It's not gonna. This. I said this when we had Ian on here last time, and he said, "I don't know what the internet's gonna think when they find out you attacked the charity." And I just stopped the thing. I said, "This guy's delusional. I mean, this guy is delusional. He has no. He does not understand the temperature of the internet right now. It just sounds bizarre from a guy that's so much more successful than I could ever hope to be. A guy that had his finger on the pulse of this 10 times over. He just lost it, I guess. I don't know." And when you're filled with bullshit and therapy and probably drugs, if I had to guess, you're probably not thinking that fucking clearly because nobody was going to blame Ethan. The thing has been falling apart. I haven't seen anything other than Hassan, who really only speaks to the most extreme voices on Twitch and only Twitch. All those other guys are grown in other places. So yeah, this is the only part of the video that's related to Clear Coach that I want to see. Explain this.
That Anissa and I, because we're 1/3 ownership of Creator Clash the business, that we were getting 34% of the profit share. We weren't anticipating this event doing well. Like, we wanted to do well enough to pay back the investors, of course. So that's one.
That's weird. So it's okay to take.
Why do it?
Yeah, like that almost makes it seem like you take less. You're not anticipated doing well, but you take what you can get. I'll take 35% of bullshit, sure. You know, I mean, it's like everything about this just screams at most generous bad charity.
One of the reasons that we were, you know, okay with the profit share thing. But another part of it as well is that the contract wasn't structured in a way that the profit share could just directly go to charity. It was told to us, like, you could just donate your portion of the profit share to charity after the event. So we were like, okay, fine. Now, I know some people will find it hard to believe that Anissa and I were just going to give our portion of the profit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like it would have just said 34% goes directly to charity instead of to your fucking pockets. Why?
It's gotta go
Look,
to your pockets
I mean,
first, then go to charity.
Somebody wrote me. Somebody wrote me on Twitter. It's like, tell me what the people that don't, like, it was like, show me a charity where somebody doesn't make a profit. I'll wait. And I remember thinking to myself when I was talking about this, I knew there was some aspect of profit to all charities, because that's why I wasn't quick to. That's why I had that person come on. That like what's about this? But I don't know what's a normal percentage to take. This whole thing does seem weird to me, but I am not in a position. This is one of the few things that I will tell you I don't know jack shit about. Nothing. But the whole thing just does seem weird. It doesn't seem like a normal charity, but I'm sure there's all sorts of charity corruption. You know, it just, 34%. I don't think it was gonna do well. Then why do it? You literally, it's just like old Gamergate said. You guys could have read a shit ton if you just flipped on the stream with a bunch of other streamers that acted goofy. You guys would have killed it. You know, I remember the Jerry Lewis telethon just having a couple bad acts. They raised bazillions for kids with cancer when I was a kid. Jerry's kids.
Like fucking.
They used to be.
PewDiePie.
They used to be an
PewDiePie
ad. They used to be an ad hom when I was a kid. You know that? Calling somebody Jerry's kids. Are you a Jerry kid? Jerry's kid? Yeah, it was like a thing to call somebody.
That's weird.
You ever see the King comedy?
No.
You never watched that one? Yeah. Jerry's kids.
That's the Scorsese movie, right? No, I did. I missed that one.
Yeah, King comedy. Yeah, Jerry Lewis. He's great.
I mean, like Tommy, I don't like. I don't like. Feel like remember. I think like back in early 2016, 2015, when PewDiePie had the contract with Disney, he did a charity.
Yeah,
he just did a charity stream. It's like I think like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and like a bunch of other YouTubers.
You know, it really doesn't make sense. There were so many simpler ways to make money, but they made it so complicated, and they took a chunk that would have raised some eyebrows, which certainly it did. Again, I want to make it clear. I don't know if they did anything illegal. It's just I mean, I knew it was poorly run. But the results show for themselves.
Stupidity. Yeah. Stupidity. That's all it is, man.
Share to charity. There's nothing I could really say to, I think, convince them otherwise. It was up to our discretion at the end of the day, and if you don't believe us, I can't say anything that'll change your mind. I guess my only appeal is that year one, we made a bunch of money for charity, and I just got the fighters pay like everyone else. In year two of the event, we definitely got nothing. So yeah, having said all of this, I know that there's probably a lot of you out there who honestly don't care, and you're just like, you want to see boxing, or you just want to see regular videos. I get that. For my soul, I needed to communicate it. So yeah, that's a big relief for me. I mean, I'm very happy that, you know, this year money is being raised for charity.
You're nervous. You're nervous. That's all it says to me.
And I'm glad to know that...
he doesn't address whether it's a lot or a little unusual.
It's already more successful than year two.
Yeah.
Hassan raised that, not you, you fucking idiot. Hassan raised that.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
And Ethan.
Unbelievable.
As far as I'm concerned.
Well done.
I responded to his personal attack with a joke, and then he hit me with a concern troll.
From the right, there's a lot of concern trolling around small businesses.
This is the most boring kind of concern.
You know the guy that wrote me?
Yep, Bosch made it.
You know the guy that wrote me? I don't know who the fuck it was, and says, when I told him, I'm like, I go, I think you're retarded. I think McMahon's retarded. He goes, I think you're just a bunch of goofball, childlike malcontents or some shit like that. He goes, you sound just like Bosch.
Concern trolling.
Get Snoop Dogg and Tupac to concern troll.
Concern trolling. You need to address this issue, man, because you are offending the trans community.
It sounds like Queeman and the fucking goddamn pixie shit. And everybody else is trying to shoehorn everybody else into it.
That is such poor concern trolling.
Lindsey Graham did a lot of concern trolling about this.
His concern trolling is empirically wrong.
Wrong or dishonest?
This is like the hardest.
Is there good trolling to do? That's right, concern trolling.
Hardest concern trolling I've ever heard in my entire life, dude.
You don't answer to the concern trolls.
Concern trolling about homeless people.
This guy's an example of a concern troll.
Concern trolling about fairness.
They sit on the sidelines and they concern troll.
It's basically concern trolling.
There's a lot of people do concern troll.
Concern trolling.
As concern trolling.
Concern trolls.
Concern troll.
Concern trolling.
Concern trolling. Concern.
It is annoying.
Trolling.
Quintessential concern troll.
That was some.
Mike, you know what? The control. I remember that guy. He's from all the way from. That guy was from. He was. That's. What the fuck was his name? He has a lisp. I can't remember his name. The control I always get. It's like, oh, Tommy, I think you went too far. I've been a fan for years. I get that one a lot. It's funny.
Expert concern trolling.
Yes.
I've been working on my laugh lately. I'm trying to get it to a level where it's contagious. I haven't figured it out. I'll let you guys know when I figure it out. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Get rid of your wife. You'll laugh and be happy all the time.
Are we supposed to laugh?
Welcome back to another episode.
I just learned how to laugh, and I'm 35.
Of iDubbbz Complains. In the last couple of videos, I got a lot of comments. Now, I don't have time to read all 150,000 comments, but I also don't want to let down my audience, you know? I want them to know that I hear you. I hear your concerns, and I'm listening. I've put all 150,000 comments into the AI, and I told it to condense it down into a singular comment that is representative of the whole. My hope is that the one comment will perfectly represent a small fragment of everyone in the audience, so everyone is equally happy. Okay, hold on a sec. So I'm kind of lost. Who's Hassan again? But hey, it's cool to see a content cop after all these years. Still, I gotta say, something feels different, man. Did we lose the plot somewhere? I miss the old days, but whatever. Keep doing you, I guess. Anyway, peace out. I'm gonna go rewatch some Filthy Frank now.
That's not the one I'd like to get. And the funny thing is, I mean, about a month ago, he was like, Ethan, you just go out and get yourself some help. You know, like commies love saying
Get therapy, man.
Get therapy. End up like me.
This is not what a podcast is.
This is not what a podcast is. It's the biggest concern troll ever.
Emotional dumping.
We'll take you back as soon as you condemn the Israelis, you know?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big fan of the one comment because I feel like it perfectly encapsulates a comment from like a normie viewer who maybe watched you 5 years ago, but you know, they don't.
A normie viewer from 5 years ago? You view the original soul of your channel as normie? The reason iDubbbz was cool
This
to
guy
begin
hates
with.
his fans, man.
I know, really. He does. There's no doubt. I said this years ago. He does resent his fans. Can you imagine he's being resentful about getting like ridiculously internet famous? Absolutely.
Don't keep up with the drama or anything. When I first started
the whole touch grass thing, I mean, you notice he's using other people's memes and jokes more than he used to. He used to have such snappy wit back in the day.
My research.
Like the one thing he did that sort of reminded me of old iDubbbz in the last video when Ethan was bitching about who he was following. He's like, "You're right, Ethan. We be following." I thought that was pretty sharp. But the original fan, like it wasn't a mainstream practice to take you in back then. You were cool because you were rebellious. Like, wow, man. He's so resentful of how he became a legend. It's you know, I'd rather be Wings of Redemption than him at this point. I'm not even kidding.
I feel like a Borum he just hates himself.
Yeah.
He just like hates his old personality or some shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking weird.
I know. I think he sees himself as a lot smarter than he really is. So there's a lot of problems with that on YouTube. And
he gained empathy, Tommy.
What?
He gained empathy at the ripe old age of 34.
He never gained empathy. He just told let me translate that. I am now one of the extreme leftists.
On concern trolling, I was trying to find scholars on the topic. I know it hasn't been around for that long, but I'm like, surely there's someone who is well versed in the art of the troll.
He's mastered that art of trolling.
To my surprise, the scholar on this topic is Anita Sarkeesian.
Hey!
Oh, God.
Let's go, we made it! Gamergate is back! Where's Verse?
He's gonna throw in with her?
Get Verse in here.
You can't even blame me for this one, Verse.
Yeah, it's been almost a decade since like the Gamergate time, and go figure, the white guy 8 years later is like, I think Anita Sarkeesian was kind of onto something. There's a lot of assholes on the internet, and they're kind of misogynistic too, I think. It's crazy what a little CTE or the love of a woman will do to you.
Boy, I saw that. I saw that on Ethan's podcast. You're damn right. Yeah. Holy shit! I lost all my Iraq money in my daughter. It's crazy. Women are kooky like that. You know.
Unfortunately, that's not the only species of concern troll out there.
The most obvious definition for concern trolling is when someone is pretending to be concerned about a particular subject or cause, when in reality...
Raz, I don't want to hear this weird talk about concern trolling when you have the people that sent the feds to Ethan House say something nice about H3. Oh yeah, that whole thing in the end, crying at the end, say something. Yeah, it's just like, there's no... I got to think this guy's on drugs. He's got to be on drugs.
Skulls were funny. He thought the whole skull thing was hilarious.
Yeah, but he was against it, but it's hilarious. And you might, you know what, Ethan, maybe you kind of asked for it, even though I'm against it.
Reality, they don't give a fuck. They're just doing it to either get attention, start a fight, derail a conversation. To be honest, it's very effective. Because back in the day, you could identify someone trolling pretty easily, and you can kind of scroll past it. They'd have a name like Shit is Fuckus, and they would say fake and gay. But nowadays, it feels like the average troll is going to give you a paragraph or two, and you will not be able to identify straight away if someone is fucking with you or not. Do they?
Okay, buddy.
Are you kidding fucking me? Don't fucking read. Don't read it. Delete it. I can't.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. It's on the internet.
It sounds like he's sitting there.
Just
Wow.
look at it.
What are you doing, iDubbbz? Wow. Maybe I should shower a little more. Oh, they're fucking with me. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, what planet are you from? You projected confidence better than any human being. Phony confidence better than any human being I've ever come across. Any human being.
They hate me? Are they making a point here? Should I rethink my behavior? What the fuck? It seems like they'll oftentimes give you their fan resume to like prove that they're not just some random hater, right? They're not a troll or a hater. They're a fan who's been supporting you since the Kickstarter crap era.
Yeah, I've heard this one before, in fairness to him.
They've been supporting you since...
I've been here since beta. I haven't seen you once. And look, he can't see if somebody's telling the truth. There's no way, but I don't have that big of an audience.
You made a NFT of your ball sack. I've been subscribed since the Overgrowth Let's Plays. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Overgrowth. Just want to say that this video really missed the mark. Hope that you can do better. Hope that you can do better is such a great thing to say. It's like...
God, I gotta be honest with you, I'm sure the right-wingers do this. I see this more on the left, too. They all do this. Like everybody does this. How is this a problem? Like, we've talked about this before. Like, I'll just fucking ignore it. Well, the fans are saying, fuck it. If they're not fans, don't worry about it. And they always just go away. This guy at this level that made this mega fucking money doesn't know that? Boy, he must be in therapy all the motherfucking time. Everything must hurt.
Like you're a piece of... We have the official Kevin Blanco in the chat. I feel better now.
Oh, he's right.
Shit.
I legit found your channel as you were telling hockey fans how you were starting beta and were trying to tell them that there's going to be more chatters for them to talk to. I did say that. I regret saying that. There was more chatters, but they don't want nothing to do with hockey.
Part of the reason I want to share this is because I know there are a lot of creators out there who have to deal with this on a regular basis. They have to be the ones to differentiate between...
Tommy, when is beta coming back? Get cancer.
Between authentic and inauthentic. And a lot of the time you just gotta fucking flip a coin or just ignore it outright. And it's really easy to say, like, I would...
Could you imagine that, like, this being this miffed over this thing and the video sucks?
Okay, buddy.
Jeez, McMahon's video is better.
Handle that.
It honestly is. At least it's like, entertaining in a funny way, Because there's this little guy with a borderline speech impediment, pissing and moaning at the top of his lungs, going, "None of it bothers me, I swear." I mean, that's fucking funny to me.
Really well, because
this isn't.
My policy is to not give a shit about any of it. But obviously, if you
made a video, yeah, he has to know better. I bet the style blame comes to how he wrote the Bread 2 vid essay script. Yeah, I talked to somebody who knows him really well, and he in private, apparently, he's a very strange communicator. Like, I don't know if he meant uncomfortable, but I guess his way of going about explaining things or relating or something is just on a different wavelength. You know, it wasn't even like a criticism. It's just like, that's a strange way to explain that.
You do want to have.
We're seeing it. I think we're seeing this.
Have some sort of relationship with your audience or the internet in general, you do have to give some percentage of attention to what's being said online. That's going to be different for everyone. Now, some people might be worried that I'm giving new strategies to all the trolls out there, but don't worry, they already know these strategies. This is kind of like I think this is in all of us, right? Like, if you want some attention, you're going to figure out a way to get the attention. If you want to fuck with people, you'll figure out how to fuck with people. This isn't like some secret sauce, really. There's a few different strategies of dealing with concerned trolls. You can obviously, try to look into their post history, and if they don't come across as credible, if all their post history is wiped, then you can just say, I'm gonna err on the side of you're trolling me. When I listen to Tim Pool, he has like a little bit of a theory on, the left versus right and who is doing more concerned trolling.
The right has their concern trolls, but it's rare. It rarely happens. On the left, it's endless because people...
No, I don't necessarily agree with that either. I think iDubbbz is right about this one. Because when I was there's a lot in lolcow, they didn't tend to be. I think it was like this is a guess. This is all speculation on my part. It seemed like a 70-30 split on the whole politics thing. So that means there would be more right wingers or some more people that are open to Trump or whatever the fuck it is. And they were the biggest concerned trolls on the planet. So I don't know. I don't know if now that I'm thinking about it more, I don't know if the left has a lock on concerned trolls. When I get concerned trolls, it's obviously coming from a left-wing perspective. So that's maybe biased a little bit. But go ahead.
People like Patton Oswalt don't care about principle.
Now, I don't fully buy into what Tim Pool is selling here. You can kind of look at the political spectrum.
I don't know what he's selling because you played such a short fucking clip. Like, what is he talking about?
From 2022.
He's talking about Patton. What's the context of this?
As like a spectrum of concern, and people on the left seem to be generally more concerned than people on the right.
Yeah, and that's the only. Yeah, I would agree with that, and maybe that's where you get more concerned trolling. But not I've seen it in both. Like I've seen it with Ethan Ralph. They do it to him. The other people do it. Like everybody does it. Oh, you're gay, huh? Hope you don't get AIDS. My personal favorite is the religious kooks I grew up with. Hope you don't end up in hell. Yes, you do. You want me to be in hell. What are you talking about? That's my favorite one when it gets into like biblical shit. What the fuck happened here? What happened to my damn? I wish they'd fix this. Xbox sucks, man. Maybe it is time to fucking flip.
Time to take gross scores feedback.
Yeah, probably. It's just so much easier. You know what it is? I'd have to sit down forever and put all these add-ons and shit to get it to where I want it, the bomb, the stuff, and switch and also be able to get back to the arcade streaming and stuff I'm doing. I'd have to look up all sorts of stuff. Because they're telling me everything that they do on here that's kind of automated can be done on OBS, which I have no doubt. But but they all tell me, you're gonna have to kind of trace it down. I don't want to do that.
You can say that people on the right are mostly concerned about themselves. That might be like a fair assessment. If you're somewhere over here,
what cutting commentary here,
where Tim Pool's at, all you gotta do to concern troll him is take one step to the left. That's it. I think concern trolling is in the eye of the beholder. With this example,
then what's the? All right, so it's all subjective. All right. I guess.
Well, you have.
I do think he's right. I don't know if it's like because I'm starting to think my whole life. I got it from all angles. People pretending to be caring, but it's really a way to control you.
Pool thinking that Patton Oswalt is being concern trolled by his audience or a portion, maybe like a small segment of people.
This is what happens when you fall for this stuff. Patton Oswalt falls for it. He is a weak man.
But Patton Oswalt doesn't feel that way. He sees it as authentic concern, which is why he addresses it in this Instagram post. By the way,
I saw a friend I hadn't seen in a long time. We've known each other since we were teens. He's a fellow comedian, The funniest I've ever met. He wanted me to post a pic in IG story back, so I did. The friend is Dave Chappelle. 34 years we've been friends. He's root focused and refined ideas. A lot of us took and settled about race, history, and life on planet Earth, and spun it around with a. Oh, so he attacks Dave Chappelle.
Concern is basically
like just Dave's special. You think about the trans stuff?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
probably right.
So he's doing the concern trolling. I seem to remember this. I got a comment on my Dave Chappelle tweets. One of my biggest tweets of all time.
People were uncomfortable with his association with Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle did some transphobic or said some transphobic shit. But Tim Pool has such a fucking low emotional IQ that he doesn't realize.
An emotional IQ. I wonder where he heard that one. It could never have been found in therapy.
It isn't a big deal to listen to what other people are saying and like.
See, I saw my friends I said 30 years ago. I would have loved to see what's below that.
Adjust your behavior. It's all
about him. This is his fucking transformation. That's weird.
Up to our own fucking discretion, right? Like if you aren't to the point, Tim, where, you know, you don't want to apologize for fucking anything, which by the way, it seems like that's a theme on your podcast, is basically saying like, I'm not a problem. But acting like that's the way the rest of the world needs to operate. It's like, I think Patton Oswalt is doing just fine operating the way he's operating.
Wallow in it. Okay, Patton Oswalt? Never tell an offensive joke again. Never cross the line again. Good luck trying to figure out where
this is about it. He's managed to make this about himself. Because Patton Oswalt's apologizing, and they're saying this is a good thing. Well, I mean, how's his career going these days? I remember he was really hot in like 2010 when he did that. What was that movie he did when he played a Giants fan? That was pretty good, actually.
He had like a cameo in like 22 Jump Street and like a bunch of other movies.
Yeah. Yeah, he was hot for a while, but I mean, I don't know.
That line is, good luck. You won't find it. You give in to the concern trolls and you will never work again.
It's so fucking funny too because Patton Oswalt has been doing comedy since Tim Pool was in fucking diapers.
Is he doing it now? Because that's what Tim Pool's talking about. Again. Hence again.
What the fuck are we talking?
So he's done it like, yeah, and you were a fucking bigger YouTuber than Tim Pool ever could hope to be. Look at you now. You bought into this shit. He's saying it's exactly like I think that's what iDubbbz is telling us here. Like, I bought into this crazy fringe leftist horse shit, and I'm doing great. Even though, like even a surface level view, he's not doing great. He's lost the trust of the community. You know, and it's not just right wingers. You know,
yeah.
I think fucking Patton Oswalt is lame as fuck. Fucking Tim Dillon or something like that. Those are the comedians I think of. Guys are going on Rogan.
About can we
Shake Gillis, like, love that man.
Wet the bed Oswald, you know?
Please, like, I don't know. It feels like people like Tim Pool love to appeal to like authority all the time. In this,
he's doing what authority? What authority is he appealing to? Appeal to authority fallacy is this. Well, doctor says this, and this says this, and you don't really you appeal to somebody's authority, like something said, not actually written down, or if it's in a journal, medical journal or something, and you constantly appeal to their authority. I don't think he really understands what the fuck he's talking about.
Scenario, can we please appeal to authority?
What authority did Tim appeal to? Oh, God, this is
acknowledge
weird.
That this guy has tremendous authority over you in the world of...
What?
I think what he's trying, he heard something called appeal to authority fallacy. And he's accusing him of it, but then saying that he has more authority over you in the world of comedy, which has nothing to do with Tim was saying about buying into concern trolls. He's not addressing Tim's argument, which I don't really know because I couldn't read the whole thing. He's basically, if I had to guess, Tim's argument is if you fucking suck off the woke jerk-offs, you're just going to get fucked. By the way, happened to Ethan Klein. It happened to Ethan Klein. They all turned on him. And they're going to do it to you if they think they can get away with it.
Of comedy.
Unless you think comedy is saying, like, I went to a Jewish bakery the other day. They had bagels. Really good, really good. Really impressed with it. That's the comedy you're headed for. That's the joke South Park made. And even South Park has started pulling its punches. Let me tell you about the real world.
What, are you going to go over South Park's authority, iDubbbz?
Well, my friends, get woke, go broke.
One of the reasons that I'm bringing this up is because after the content cop,
you know what's so ironic about this? How does he feel comfortable? His podcast is in the dirt. It's Crater Crash 3 is in the dirt. No one is a better representative, right? There is no person on earth right now that's a better example of get woke, go broke than Ian Joma. And what is he trying to say? No, I'm not. In such a bizarre way.
I noticed a huge influx of concern trolls. They're trying to impact things in the real world.
He's on drugs.
They're trying to, make people crash out, as I was kind of indicating in my video. But I will say, one of the concern trolls was super fucking obvious to me. They came in.
Congratulations, glad you found him.
To the Discord. I'll read you what.
Yes, call. Isn't that like the definition of a concern troll?
No, I figured this guy really doesn't give two fucks about me. Which, by the way, 99 in your audience, even the ones that say they like you, don't. I've seen that before too.
They put so you can kind of get a vibe for what a concern troll might sound like. Now, this comment is in reference to me saying that I think he needs a good ass whooping. What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. They say, just being for real. This line in the video was pretty strange. Red flag number 1. At worst, it's a call for physical assault. At best, it's very toxic masculinity-esque. It just comes across as...
What comment? Did I miss something?
No, he's just reading a comment from
but what comment is the comment referring to? That's important, isn't it?
It's referring to the clip that he played. Go back like 5
seconds. All right,
I
missed this. I didn't understand that. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, no, I don't know. This is hard to watch.
It was pretty strange.
Zoned out, man.
I am zoning out, I'll be honest with you.
Flag number 1. At worst.
And I'm not saying that just to fucking shit on this shit. I mean, I'm zoning out.
It's a call for physical assault. At best, it's very toxic masculinity-esque. It just comes across as parody, right? This was literally no one's concern ever. He needs a good fucking ass.
I get shit like that. I'd be surprised.
I mean, dude, Ian,
whooping is what he needs.
That's your new audience. That's them.
And here's who knows? Maybe that was a right winger pretending to be a left. I've seen that before too.
Maybe who knows?
That could be
close enough.
But here's
that's
the
how
thing:
they sound.
we saw this happen to Ethan Klein. We literally saw all this shit, and then he became a slave to his audience.
Like, what was the cutie?
Like Chud's a slave to the spicy chat, and Queeman, or he's a snake. I don't know.
Needs. Either way, it doesn't seem to align with Ian's mentality towards being more progressive and against harassment. You see what I mean? It's trying to insert a little seed of doubt. Whoa, you might have been irresponsible here. You might need to take accountability for what you've put out on the internet. Never mind the point that you were making in the video. I think you need to repent for your call to violence. I don't think any creator should make that kind of statement unless they have a very good reason to do so, morally speaking. Because you never know what one of your fans might do. It's quite dangerous.
Yeah, you know what? I would not be surprised if these are the new fans. You make a good point.
Yeah.
I would not be a bit. I literally saw this happen with Ethan Klein. That's a really good point. So he thinks I bet he thinks this is a bunch of right wingers pretending to be left wingers, which it might be. At some level, right wingers say, no, this is it. Fucking enjoy, motherfucker. Guess what? Here's the best thing. You don't have to be funny. You just have to regurgitate.
I mean,
just slip up once and you're done.
Oh, you're
just
done.
slip up once.
He is so
you're fucking
close.
done.
Like right now, he's done with and Hassan and Denims, and they will all fuck you.
Someone who hasn't.
They're probably looking for an excuse to fuck you over right now.
Been through the ringer of concern trolling. I'm sure this could upset or confuse someone, but this is just fucking drivel. I honest to God just think his vid and the whole intention would have been better without that in it. I don't see why he said that. Ugh. Of course, this is a new user to our Discord, so no post history. So we gotta get creative. You reverse search the username and you find that they have a Twitter. Their Twitter is suspended. The Blue Sky account, though, has tweets like, so how long until Destiny gets banned from this app? Hashtag DGG, hashtag Daliban, hashtag Destiny. Tankies are already terrified of arriving Daliban forces. Following back all liberals, hashtag DGG. Now the reason that these posts are relevant is because Destiny is quite famous for saying very unhinged.
So?
It seems like there's just a
Why
bunch of
did I, like, hurt
DGG
him that
guys that
much?
were joking around, but
Yeah.
he takes everybody. He's collecting all his empathy. He can see. He can see. That's the one thing about becoming a lefty. Does you? It gets you to see. You can see what people think. You can see right into their heart. Interpret everything.
Offensive.
You could see if a joke about ethnicity is just a joke about ethnicity or deep-seated racism. It gives you the ability to see. That's why he says, like, I've learned all this empathy. And you can decide what's real and what isn't. He's just been brainwashed.
Shit, and he doesn't really seem to care that much about it.
Don't pretend like you care about mental health or any of that cringe shit. Just be based. Tell people to kill themselves. Make fun of people who are on SSRIs. Make fun of people who have depression or anxiety or GD. Just do that. Just embrace the I can't say the words on stream anymore. All the slurs and everything you used to. Just do that. Go full in on it.
Now I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I don't think this user is actually worried about the language I'm using. I don't think that they're concerned about me being toxic masculinity-esque.
Make fun of people who are on SSRIs.
And I kind of don't think that they're worried about a call to violence. I actually think that they wouldn't mind me doing a call to violence.
Tell people to kill themselves.
They actually might even be encouraged by a call to violence, if I had to guess, you know. I can only speculate based on hashtag Daliban.
Has Hassan covered this?
I have no idea.
I have heard. I'm not entirely sure.
I wonder because he's constantly training too, Hassan.
Which is just
I think
some
it's like,
racist...
why is this relevant? If fucking Destiny said something, why should like his fans be held accountable for it?
Sees the world
just something that
through
he
a
said.
fucking kaleidoscope now, and it's gonna be like this forever, and unless he has like a come to Jesus moment, it's just gonna be just weird and all over the place, and like he's not really like. I hate to do this, is because this is what all the other jackasses do, but he doesn't seem like he's probably like the boxing, not really committed to this stuff. It's not creative. It almost feels like I get why he criticized Ethan Klein about the podcast and it's like low end entertainment and what have you, right? Which I disagree because I think it's radio. It goes back to I think radio is high end entertainment, but whatever. It's the easiest one to make in fairness to him. I feel like he's doing with videos what he accused Ethan Klein with doing with his podcast. He knows what a podcast is. He knows what it isn't. He knows what a video knows what it isn't. When your ego reaches that high, you're gonna make really shitty stuff because you can't connect with anybody.
The thing is, like, dude, Ethan like got I think like was like the number 6 or number 5 podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Ian gets 20K.
Yeah, I know.
On a good day, on his fucking podcast. The fuck do you know?
They get more than that, don't they?
Yeah. The fuck do you know, man? Yeah, they do. They do, yeah.
Yeah, but see, like he could justify it, but I'm doing a real podcast. Those guys are doing something else. You know, then you get your let's get the No True Scotsman fallacy here. You want to get to that.
Twitter group. Ultimately, concern trolling is just saying something in bad faith. It's very similar to tone policing or sea lioning. But I didn't really want to talk about those because those feel different to me for some reason. Specifically sea lioning. That shit isn't even intuitive. You know, I've looked it up I think 3 times now and I still don't I get it. I just can't recall it easily. So in my mind that means it's stupid.
But the thing is, like, God, he used to be so funny. It's like I just feel like he's talking like it's a fan sending me a video asking me a question. You know, that's what it feels like. Not that there's anything wrong with that or I'm really judgmental of it, but it's like a fan sent me a video on Discord. Hey Tom, what happened? You know, like, what do you think of this? Blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like I'm being entertained. But perhaps
it's perhaps like an amateur stupid, video. You know? That's all it is. It's just some random guy.
Yeah.
It's not.
He thinks it just work because everything he does, and he has no idea why he was successful before. So all he has to do is just like flip it on, turn it, and people will find the genius in it because it's always worked before.
It's not working. Maybe I can't bust it out, and then
it's a. I feel like it's a part of it is that, and like the second part is just who he was with, who he hanged out with. Fucking Filthy Frank, Maximovo. the other guy. Yeah, it's just kind of absorbed.
I was talking to Verse. Was it Verse this morning? She just wore him down. She probably told him his father was fucking everything. If he told the story, he's like, yeah, this happened when I was a kid. It was more than just a bad, unfortunate story. It was abuse. And then he just wore him down. You know, like, I forget, who I was talking to this morning, and the shit stain thing came up. And so why do you think he did that? You think it's like a humiliation fetish? I was like, I don't think Ian likes being humiliated. I think she has the humiliation fetish to humiliate. And then I was asked by this person, like, why would she do that? To put him in fucking line. It doesn't help him by doing that. It doesn't matter. She's in charge, and she's letting him know at all times.
Troll, man.
Yeah, she's letting him know at all times. Like, I can humiliate you in an instant. So even if it kind of hurts her by saying, yeah, I want to clean the shit stains out of your pants once in a while. Did you always shit your pants in the middle of that charity stream? And he looked like cut the throat. I think she just does it because she can. You ever see the scene? I mean, that's why crazy people do stuff. And the most extreme example is murder, like serial killers and stuff like that. Why do they do it? It's the greatest scene in that movie, 8mm. Why did he do it? Why? Well, who's that fucking actor that override the guy? The Bees! What's his name?
Nick Cage?
Yeah, Nick Cage. Yeah. And then Nick Cage has got, I think it's, he's got the guy who paid for the snuff film of a little girl, and he's strangling, why? And the guy goes, because he can. Because he can. That's what evil does. Evil does what evil does. So yeah, so why does she do that even though it's not in her best interest? Because it's in her best interest for him to look strong? Because she can. It's just a really evil, humiliating thing to do. And, you know, judging by some of the stuff we're going to cover after this video, hopefully soon, because this is a drag, you're going to kind of see if these people are telling the truth. Here's what happened, and I got to be honest with you, and maybe this will make me look like, I do feel a little bad for him because I've seen this happen to friends, and it sucks, and you never hear from him again. I had a friend, it happened when I was really young, and I fought it, and then you just lose a friend, right? And then I had it happen a second time, identified, didn't really want to lose a friend, wanted to leave the door open, and slowly separated. Got a call, when did I leave? They got married 2002 or 3? I heard from them in 2015. This guy is, oh, by the way, I wanted to call you. This guy I grew up with and hung around a lot. And I had heard from him in years. I didn't even know if he knew I was in Germany. I was like, I really need to talk to you. I was like, why? I just wanted to know you're right about my ex-wife. I was like, you didn't need to do that. He's like, no, but I wanted to let you know because I knew you're the one that sat me down, but you weren't a dick to me when you did it. So I just wanted to thank you. And then you know what? He's gone. Guy thanked me out of nowhere. By the way, I've been doing this shit for years. So I think the only thing you can do is get away from me. Like, yeah, evil does. And evil is. That's all it is. It's sometimes it's just that simple. And also it can be an excuse not to see any kind of nuance in anything. But sometimes it's just that simple. It's just evil. It's just control. It's just putting somebody in line. And remember, sociopaths and narcissists will do stuff that hurt themselves as long as they feel like they're in control. Lolcow. Excuse me, I slipped my throat. It hurt the product.
In the middle of a heated argument and say, you're sea lining me. See, it's because you grew whiskers in the middle of this debate. That means you're sea lining me. You started flapping your arms and going, oh. Therefore, you're sea lining. I mean, there you go. It feels like two people getting into
I forgot what you're talking about, but that's okay.
Shouting match.
Just everything this guy said used to stick. I could probably recite the damn Leafy video.
Is more an accurate descriptor of sea lining than whatever the fuck it is. I think the least problematic part of being a concern troll is them taking a moderate position, potentially. Because at that point, you're just being a party pooper. Or like a killjoy. A buzzkill. Like, we're familiar with these types of people. They're just constantly reeling people in because they're worried that they're using, like, too crazy a rhetoric, or they're getting a little too excited.
That you wake up next to that person every fucking day.
Right? And I think we all could use people in our lives to, like, reel us in a bit.
We know your memory is gone. That might have been part of it, but something tells me, like, Lynn, give me a little bit of a break here. If it was good, I would have remembered it.
The aspect of concern trolling that bothers me the most is the role-playing aspect. There isn't really a lot of incentive to not be anonymous online. There are some people out there who've made the unconscious choice to be like, my online profile is just an extension of who I am in the real world. And then there are all the people who consciously decide to stay anonymous. Now, for some of these people...
Smart move. If I had to do it over again, I would have.
People, it's just like, I want to be safe and I really don't want to take that plunge. Fair enough. But then there are the people who are like, not only am I not going to be myself, I'm going to be someone else. You know, I'm going to be someone else.
Do you think he just discovered this? Does he really think this is like mind-blowing?
So that I could fuck.
Shit is fucking. I mean, I see this and I laugh. I don't want these people going away.
Fuck with this community of people. Now, every time I see these characters...
Like, I don't want you taking them away. This is funny to me. Don't end this. You might have ended the fun and all the love and joy in your life. Don't do it to mine. I need shit is fuck is. That's what I need. I need that in my life. Shit that is literally why I turned on the internet. What was the greatest Twitter account of all time? We hate pedos.
Oh fuck yeah. Pedo Hunter. Like,
yeah, I need that middle finger. I say to you, middle finger, bad guys. You know, please get middle finger, bad guys. It's the greatest tweet of all time. I don't need you fucking this up, Ian. This shit's funny. I'm sure shit is fuck is 32 she they trans Trump fam Elon is daddy. Probably got one or two funny things to say, and probably send me a threat or something over. You know, I get this shit too, and I'm so much smaller than him. What a bitch. Retire. Boy, if Queeman got it over this guy, he would definitely retire. Oh, Jesus. Screw those bad guys. Bad guys and pedos. I bet. Oh man, let me try.
I fucking love that. I found it.
You found it.
I fucking love that account.
This is the greatest account. I was, and remember,
it is the
up
best
for years.
of all time.
Remember when it was up for years, and then when it got deleted by when Twitter was doing it up, because this thing was up for years. Greatest Twitter account of all kind. It's called Kill Pedos or Else. I hate pedophiles, murderers, and bad guys. Totally not written by a fucking 11-year-old. You know, basically, if you're a pedo who rapes kid or murderer who kills good guys or bad guy who does all the bad stuff, then I say this to you. Middle finger! It is the greatest thing. And then I remember when this got, I want to say it was like 2019, 2018, and like the internet, like, because this is sitting online for, I tagged them. I didn't even follow them.
Yeah.
But they never really tweeted like once or twice.
Hero was gone, man.
I know. I felt like devastated when this was gone. It's a piece of internet history. Middle finger. Wait a minute. Did Elon bring him back?
Kill Peter's routes. Let me check.
God, middle finger. Probably lost the account password. Kill.
See if Tommy can spell.
Peter. Let's see. No. He knows.
No, it's not there. But someone like spelled the O with a 0.
Which O? Which one?
The O and or. So I just say the count.
He did. No. Here he is.
There it is. Yeah.
Is this him?
No, it's not him. It's misspelled, but yeah, it's kind of funny.
I gotta check
I
this
would
out.
I would be a bit careful.
I want to.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I gotta believe. Oh, this guy's been posting.
I know this guy hates pedos and all, but still, come on, man.
Oh, man, this is one of the greatest tweets of all time. I just want to believe that Elon brought it back. He exposed Trump for being a pedo, and he brought kill pedos are up. I don't know. My God, man.
Yeah, I think it's a fake.
Yeah, January 26th. He pays you if you hate murderers. Yes, I hate people who have fetishes or open about. Just shut the fuck up. I don't follow this guy. Yeah.
You should bring him on the show, man.
The greatest ever. No, it's not the real one. I don't want the real one.
Characters, the image that pops in my mind is not like, oh, like you're a clever, smart guy who has infiltrated the opposing faction. You're like the spy in Team Fortress 2. It's like, no, that is a fantasy. What you actually are is you're like Steven Crowder in a wig at a women's only event, thinking that they're making some kind of grand point.
Hi, I'm Stephanie with all the frequencies of feminism, and I am here at the Women's March in Austin.
We quickly found out that nobody questions, criticizes, nor runs security background checks on trannies.
Hands up our pussies!
The reason someone like Steven Crowder gets into this position is not because of his cunning.
Because he dressed up like a fucking girl and they fall for this shit? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not his cunning.
Also,
it's because people are like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo freak. I'm staying, 20 feet away from you at all times. Or I'm going to be a very non-judgmental person, and I'm not going to ask any questions about...
No, liberals aren't this stupid, even though they get shoved over and over again for falling for over this shit. Whatever. I don't care.
Whatever you got going on here.
We could get away with anything. Go anywhere, act any way we wanted, and we were really able to learn what today's progressive issues are all about.
And I guess in this case, it's a massive own. He's proven that people are tolerant of him. Having said that...
You know who does this 100 times better? Like owning the right? Nick. I mean, if you listen to Chud, all he does goes, oh my God, I can't believe you said that, mate! You right-toid, left-toid, Russian bot, toid, mate! Can you believe it? Oh my God! And you're like, oh, just stop! Quit while you're ahead! Oh, mate!
I think we can end this video on a positive note. I'm proposing that fucking with people might be a way for some of these concern trolls to indulge in things and lifestyles that they never thought were possible because they're so opposed to them. So by pretending to be the very thing that you hate, you might actually gain some sympathy, or you might be like, oh, actually, the people in this community I kind of fuck with. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of iDubbbz.
Yeah, that's the stupidest way of telling your audience.
You know, the thing is, like, if you would have told me that he became a big wokey leftoid, right? Leftoid! Oh, you do lefty talking points! If you would have told me that, like, in 2018, I'd be like, fucking right-wing boys be in trouble. Because he's fucking
I would say
good.
middle finger to you, man.
I would say, like, he really sucks. All right, Jeannie, could you read the other talking points? Because everybody's gonna, I can't even see the fucking thing. That's another problem I'm having. But let me get this on screen.
Oh, boomer.
I want to go over all of them. Now, obviously, Coach Mike. Yes, I do. Every single one of them. Right? I might let some of them go slide, but and you see him needs to diving it, but especially the one. I can't wait. The one, my favorite one already.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy, Coach Mike, on there, and I'm sure he's exaggerating on something. I just didn't think it was a lot. Apparently, they did dirty. I don't know if I can agree with him everything, but Jesus Christ, if like 20% of this is true, and they didn't respond,
It's still nuts.
It's so fucking. I might have some questions, like fucking like Getty images and shit. All right. Let's start. These are basically talking points because I don't want to go through the whole video. Nick did a better job than I. He's probably going to put the video out tomorrow. Go watch it. I'm going to do it this way instead. Go ahead.
All right. So first one is Anissa rented out a whole hotel for 300 people for a Creator Clash, flying in many of them on her own dime, and then said she didn't have the money to fly in Ian's dad.
Huh? That's your fucking father-in-law, bitch.
Well, I mean, he used to yell at Ian, so next.
Wait a minute. Isn't she Muslim? I thought she was like an devout Muslim.
Yeah,
You're supposed to care about your in-laws, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just keep going.
All right.
Next
up, Michael had to train Anissa every half of the session. Ian said she, quote, needs to train. This was when Anissa had already dropped out.
Interesting. Hey, you know what I saw with Anissa though? I'll get to that later. All right, this is now it's getting good.
Okay. All right. She related Will Smith slapping Chris Rock to Ian having to defend her online.
Yeah, it ended up much the same way. He's the loser, but go ahead.
She was so dramatic that day that Ian couldn't even be trained. Will was Ian, and Ian had to slap people, ? I didn't understand this one at all. Editor's note, I believe this was in regards to the Froggy Fresh drama.
I understand it. She identified with that kooky wife of his.
Yeah, it was like just all about the cuck shit.
Yeah, he liked it. Like, oh, Will's fucking cucked over. Yeah, she probably liked what she saw. Go ahead.
Next, they flew in Getty fucking Images. Why? They thought it'd be that big.
What is Getty Images? I know they put the lines on the pictures.
It's like
on Google Images.
Yeah, it's just like a stock photo.
Yeah, but so it's kind of high end or something like this. I don't even know.
Like they hire like a bunch of fancy photographers, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Anissa told Michael and Kate that they didn't have to go to the event. Of course, Michael saw Kate wanted to go to the event since those were people they helped train. Other coaches were invited, just not them. They felt pretty damn insulted that they weren't formally invited to this. Editor's note, I believe the event in question was the gala, not Creator Clash 2 itself.
Yeah, it was the gala, yeah.
That's funny. Well, you shouldn't have sounded like Ian's dad. Your daddy was mean to me, and now you're my coach. Next.
A month prior to Creator Clash 2, they knew there were 500K negative.
That's interesting.
Then why have the gala?
Because she wanted it. Remember I told you these people do anything, even if it's like it hurts them.
Yeah, but like I thought like it was all about charity.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm kidding. I actually wonder. I'm starting to wonder if Ian I think he actually believed it. But go ahead.
He asked Ian to do 2 boxing sessions a day at a certain point because his brand was on the line. He did none of the needed cardio for the first event, which is what Michael thinks made him lose the fight.
Yeah, I see that.
Don't do what you're told. Well, my dad used to tell me what to do. Next.
They cut out tons of training sessions to go look for a new house, and he moved into the new house the week before they flew to Florida for Creator Clash.
Jesus, that's so stressful. What a pain in the ass. That's the last thing I'd want to think of.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell they would do that.
Yeah, that's wild, right? Next.
Yeah. For Creator Clash 2, he told Ian to do a 2 times a day training again, saying his brand was at stake. The next day, Anissa comes in super mad, saying that her brand is at stake. 500K in the hole. The fighters did not know about the 500K loss at that time. The gala decisions were made while in the red. Of course, Anissa wanted to be the main character and be the one giving the awards.
Well, there you go. I think it's self-explanatory.
What's your brand,
Every
bitch?
time you say why, it's already there. Because want. It's the wanting. You hate that. I actually like that goddamn Sopranos movie. It's not perfect, but there's some really good parts in it. It's the wanting. That's what creates the problem. It's the wanting. I'm the only guy in the world who likes that movie. Go ahead.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Michael says he got more clout working with Ethan than anyone else because Ian would never show the work he did.
Yeah, they were supposed to film a documentary that they just scrapped for CC1 and CC2, I believe.
Oh, okay. So they scrapped the documentary. Well, he has the right to scrap the documentary. He's not entitled to make the documentary, is he? Go ahead.
Michael says how everyone involved in the mess of Creator Clash gets shit on and called a fraud coach. Ian will not release the footage of training, so now Michael and Kate can't easily prove how much work they did with training.
They couldn't prove it either way. You can have hours and hours of footage. Yeah. Okay. Interesting that you're concerned about that. Next.
Next up is Kate flat out calls what Anissa is doing abuse. They say Sam is right. Anissa ruined his life.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this next one. Go ahead.
Ian said that Michael had, quote unquote, toxic masculine qualities.
Yeah, see, because they think anybody that's like traditionally macho or anything is toxic. And he's supposed to be.
Look at her. She's right there.
Half a homo like him. That makes you a good man. We can't wait till we
Next
get into
up
one.
is.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to read the long paragraph one. So, when time, the owner of the gym said he believes women shouldn't fight.
Oh,
and
no.
Nisa got so offended that she said Ian needs to spar today, basically forcing him into it. In the fight, Ian freezes up and can't throw punches, and the other guy keeps getting punches in. 2 rounds in, Michael asks what he's doing and what's going on. So Ian goes on a show and talks about how he's getting yelled at by his coach. Ian didn't even have a mouthpiece that day, and they bought a $20 one from the gym and microwaved it to make it fit. Ian starts crying at the gym. They have a meeting at Denny's later, where Ian threatened to fire him because he reminds him of his father.
Fucking hell, man.
You know what else? He did the
Daddy issues.
Jesus Christ. You know. In fairness, I'm gonna do it because I am not a believer, even though I make fun of those incel debater types. I do not believe that everybody needs to play football, needs to be super macho. I am not one of those guys. I think we are all born different, and there's place for the arty-farty types, and there's place for the more traditional males, for lack of a better word. There's a place, and sometimes
you actually don't need to interact with real people.
You're
ever.
right. I should have been beaten by that pansy.
BZSR donated $5. I should have beaten that pansy harder.
So I bet, look, I saw it. I mean, it's impossible to tell from that last bit. That guy is talented. I saw it. I saw how gifted he was. I saw how entertaining he was. And he always dressed a little weird. And there are people out there like that. And they're different, and you can't deal with them. Like, you can get in an athlete's face and say, come on, you fucking pussy, make it fucking happen. And if you're in a sporting contest, that works. That doesn't work with art. It doesn't work with a lot of things. It can work with athletics and stuff, and I bet if his dad was probably more traditional and saw he was arty-farty, didn't understand it, and then basically called him an F-slur a lot. And that sucks, and it's not right. I don't think it's funny, but it's not right, but I still think it's funny. I guess you can laugh at the skulls now. iDubbbz. But yeah, I think that's probably, there probably is some daddy issues here, and he probably takes everything to heart. That's another thing I noticed with the false confidence crowd. Like, the ones I think of is always Zaptai, Elvis, and Bionic Pig. The guy, they're able to project this incredible confidence, and they have none of it. They're sissy boys. Yeah, I mean, I have a buddy right now, and I drink with him every so often, and we got into a situation a couple months ago where there may have been hands thrown, right? Nothing that we started anything. And I wasn't looking forward to 48 years old, but, I know punk, and, sometimes you got to defend yourself and other people. And he basically told me, he was like, and I'm still buddies with the guys, man. He's like, I'm glad that shit didn't go down. I was like, why? It's like, man, I've never been in a fight before. I know I'd be trash. I don't think he's any less of a man. He's just not who he is. He didn't grow up the way I did. I don't think he is. And I think a lot of times guys like that and guys like Ian, they get macho. God plays a joke on them. They get macho dads, and the macho dad doesn't know to downshift. You have a different type of son here. It's tough for a lot of us to realize that our kids aren't what exactly we visioned them to bid when they came out the gate. It's hard. So, and a lot of times adults will have resentment. It's probably what he went through. Go ahead. Next one.
It's still continuing on the last.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
there's
like 2 lines.
There's there's 2 sentences left. Ian told him he has to relearn how to talk to him. Anissa was screaming more than Michael during this, though.
Oh, I bet.
So maybe Anissa just reminds him of his dad too.
They must have been a lot of money because you got to take that shit.
Training Anissa was easier than training
I know what
Ian.
I would have said. I need to really talk to somebody, and she's screaming, I will break both your jaws right now. Shut the fuck up. No, but I probably needed the money.
So apparently, training Anissa was easier than training Ian. Anissa was more athletic.
And I saw videos. I went to Anissa's site. She's quite athletic. That's not exaggerated. That's one of the reasons I kind of believe, because it lined up what I saw. She's pretty athletic. Like, no joke.
Yeah, she played like track or some shit.
Yeah,
like
she actually still has the clip of her boxing that same
interview,
guy that snitched on her yesterday. I think she said she played hockey. I don't know if she can possibly fucking believe her, but yeah, she's quite graceful. Not like the best women's athlete I've ever seen, but pretty good, you know. And him, he never played soccer or baseball, or his dad's like, yeah, Sasha, pussy. Yeah, Dad, why did you say that? And he's got to get his shit pushed in, get yelled at. It's great. Oh, as an ex-soldier, ex-army, ex-basic training, it's so funny to me. Next.
Anissa got whacked once and said she had a concussion on the spot. When she saw a doctor, she told the doctor the whole list of concussion symptoms. So, of course, she got diagnosed with one. But Ian told Michael that she was a hypochondriac on the side. Ian straight up says she self-diagnosed herself and would be fine. Kate agrees that Anissa is a liar.
Oh. How Blaxian of them.
Yeah.
Another nut. Another guy incapable of any kind of empathy. Go ahead, next.
One of the best weeks they had in training was when Anissa flew out somewhere else.
The best week of his marriage.
Yeah, they were like talking about that. Ian was like more friendly. He was talking more to his sparring partners. He was like nicer and stuff.
You know what the best thing is?
Like, he was not
the best thing is he knows all the. If let's pretend all this is true, and he probably still doesn't realize it.
Yeah,
really,
he's too blinded. Yeah,
he married a narcissist, and he's going to reap the benefits of that for years to come until she gets bored and starts fucking some other guy if she isn't already. Go ahead.
So this is an editor's note from the guy, and it's from the memory. This was to visit her family in Canada. For the visit.
By the way, I gotta interrupt you.
Ian was asking,
being a good husband does not mean laying down. It doesn't mean bullying your wife or your girlfriend either. It means standing up for yourself when you see. When you say, and I don't know, you're probably the best white wife in the world, and you're still gonna have to stand up to her on something eventually. It's a partnership, not a dictatorship. I've had to stand up for my wife before, and I love her very much. And you know what? She's had to do it for me, and I'm going, you're right, I'm sorry. But if I'm just doing that all the time, yeah, there's something very wrong with this relationship. I've had to do it. I've had to say, I'm sorry. Holy shit, because I thought it was the right fucking thing to do. And I've had to say, no, sit down. I'm going out and getting fucked up, and I'm going to come out and fucking piss on the porch. Go ahead.
Let's see. Ian was asked how he gained weight for Creator Clash, and Anissa said it's because she studied kinesiology. Someone else made...
It sounds like some Jessica and fucking Brittany were talking about. Go ahead.
Someone else made the program, though. Kate and Michael said this was because they never wanted to shout out anyone. Kate thinks Anissa is calling the shots. Michael agrees, but says he allows it. Kate says he enjoys it. Michael used to feel bad for Ian. His tipping point is when Michael had to ask them about the gala.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm on Michael's side on that one. Yeah,
I totally am too. I'm just saying there's probably gonna be some. You know what's gonna happen if they bullshit one fucking thing? Somebody's gonna find it.
Yeah, it all falls apart.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just waiting for that because, like I said, I talked to this big YouTuber last night. He said, like, "What do you think they exaggerated?" I was like, "The law of averages." And like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Law of averages says they fucking did." Even if they're honest, there's something in there that's fucking wrong. I've been doing commentary too long. Yeah.
I mean, like, when was CC2, CC1?
2023.
Well, like 23. I want to say like 2016 or 2017, right? For like CC1.
Oh, CC1. No.
Bad period of time.
It was a year between. I think it was only a year, 2022 and 2023.
Was it?
Yeah, just after COVID.
Let's see.
Only about a year apart. Maybe like 15 months or something.
2022 was the first one.
Yeah, and then the next one was 2023 because that's when I started fighting with Harley.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, but like, do you think like maybe they kind of like forgot something since then, or they kind of say, oh well?
I think
I don't know.
She
like
has narcissistic. I'm going to diagnose him because Dr. Tommy's here. I think she has narcissistic personality disorder and wants things and doesn't care what that wanting side effect or consequence means. I want that. That's what I think. And you know what? I have a feeling a lot of the girls in the audience agree with me. Because they've all dealt with a bitch like that before. That's how I think. That's why it's fucked up. That's why it doesn't make sense. That's why he doesn't make sense. Because he knows. He knows. And this is not the typical, you got to placate your wife on certain things, you know? I do it too. This is a lot deeper than that. This is, he runs around, is she upset? How can I keep her from getting upset? That's why she talks about his shit stains and stuff like that. You ever hear stories? Let me ask you something. You ever hear stories about these men that come back from their jobs and they just kick the shit out of their wife and their kids for no fucking reason other than they had a bad day at work? Well, this is the female version of that. That's why she does it. This is the female version of that. It's reputation and humiliation rather than whipping your monkey ass. There you go. Next one. Get to work, woman!
Calm down. Oh my goodness. So Anissa sent a picture of Ian's tongue once because they thought it'd show that he'd get strep throat. This is fucking disgusting.
I guess.
Why would you?
Because they're nuts. Keep going. Yeah.
Anissa made him eat a bunch of shitty food before Creator Clash to make weight, so he could barely throw punches from how bad he felt.
They always fucking up for you. They always like this. Everything goes in and just one bad fucking idea after another. You know why? Because she wanted to make him that food.
Dude, she studied kinesiology, right? Yeah. She knows how to give him a good diet.
She's got a major in bitchology. Go ahead, next.
Ian and Anissa go to Denny's very regularly.
It's good for you.
You're fucking multimillionaires.
I'm the last guy in the world to say no. Denny's is great. I gotta be honest with you, especially pancakes and shit. I miss it. But
it's been a while since I've been to Denny's. To be fair, it's usually IHOP that we go to.
IHOP, IHOP.
I've been to IHOPs. Yeah,
not in the UK, but like in the States.
I never liked IHOP.
No. It's in the States because it's closer to where we are than
Next.
No. Okay.
Next.
Kate instantly agreed.
I just like doing that.
If I could punch you through the screen, I would.
You're doing it fine. No, you wouldn't. You give me a big hug.
All right, Nisa, calm down.
And say thank you for paying for my wiggler. All right, go ahead.
Kate instantly agreed that his body odor is not good when asked. During the 2 times a day training period, he wouldn't shower in between the sessions and would stink so bad that others would make faces at them. Michael had to move him away to the corner so others couldn't smell him when training.
Ew.
Tommy C. Wiggler. I don't want to make McMahon upset that I get a Wiggler, so will not be getting a Wiggler. She will.
well, the thing is, like, apparently there was some
Tommy C. Wiggler. We're about 8 donations away. There you go.
Wait, is it?
I'll get it if you get that. I'll even put the money for it. Go ahead.
Guys, have an hour, you guys.
Wiggler C.
Yeah. Then when Anissa was asked about the 300 creators in Creator Clash, she said it was mostly communists and sex workers behind the scenes.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Why invite them?
Well, she probably likes commies.
Why them? I just don't understand that.
Just a bunch of whores and commies.
Yeah, man. Fucking Hassan and Denims. That's
She's
it.
Right. She's right.
Just a bunch of Hassans and Denims.
I just tell you the truth. There, but it's probably a moment of fucking truthfulness, clarity, whatever you want to call it. Next.
They confirmed that most of the fans were H3 fans at Creator Clash.
Yeah, probably. Well, we kind of knew that already.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped making videos after he didn't make videos, but he stopped having a cultural impact since RiceCom. And then, do you remember he came out, was it 2020, and he challenged RiceCom to a fight out of nowhere? And I think all of us, I remember here on SFTP, the real serious fucking YouTube drama. Not as much as Queeman and all those jerk-offs, but we're pretty serious right here. But we were sitting around thinking, and we're like, this boxing thing's kind of done, except for Jake Paul, who's actually fighting professionally. Wiggle for me, Tommy. 5 more to go. I don't know.
But only 5? I thought it was 8. I think yeah, you said 5
8 more
now,
to go.
so.
8. No, I didn't. I can't change it. 8 more to go. I misspoke.
five.
I misspoke. Go on. Keep read, woman.
So Anissa was annoyed that Michael/Kate put out a reel of them training with someone else. He called and told them that they shouldn't put out content without informing Anissa and Ian first. Neither Anissa or Ian were in the video.
That's weird. All right. Bizarre.
It's just a bit strange.
This is bizarre.
Anissa
Such a controlling fucking thing, man. It's all about control.
That's what a guy does in the Ghostbusters video. Isn't that cool? I almost got
You look a bit dopey.
Yeah, I know. That's the idea. I'm gonna do it. I always like doing it. I could put it on the end of my lip. And like put it. I've got it's too wet.
Well, you're
now.
not doing a good job.
It's too wet now. I used to do it. I had it for a second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Clip that, Lynn, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anissa walked up to Ian after training once and told him that he's hungry, so they left to eat. Bunch of question marks.
I am hungry. We must eat. Oh yeah, I don't get that one too.
A bit more context to that one. So like they were trying. So Michael trainer was trying to get Ian and Anissa to kind of like hang out with the other fighters, or with the other like sparring partners
They were
at
never
the gym.
going to do that.
And he said, "No, Ian is hungry. We gotta go now."
I was talking to a guy in Ian's height, right?
Yeah.
And he asked him. This wasn't just like somebody thinks it's like a creator at my level or lower. It's not. It's a pretty well together creator, and this person texted him and said, "Hey, I'd like you to do a show over here. You know, see they're growing. Maybe you want to do, and maybe you want to do it." And then Ian just wrote 2 letters, no. All right. And this particular creator was like, because YouTube's full of fucking fakes and phonies and liars and people that are trying to fuck you over. He was actually, and he had been dealing with that for years, thought it kind of refreshing. You know, there was just no. And everybody he told was like, that's so weird. Like, why doesn't he give you the usual sort of like, no, I'm too busy right now. It's not something I want to be doing. I'm focusing on this, that stuff. You know, the polite way to put somebody down. And he was like, that's why I love this guy. Thanks so much. Love this guy so much because he just said no. And I'm so sick of fucking get my ass puckered up. Why did you say no? Ian is the greatest. And then after like reading this or going through like watching the podcast with Harley and with Ethan and these 2 coaches, he realizes now the no is just the fact that Ian is a complete social retard and rude. That it wasn't refreshing. He's just a jerk off, you know.
Yeah. And like it would be surprising if Anissa wrote that no and not Ian too. that would not shock me at all.
I think it was before her. This happened.
Before? Okay.
I'm almost sure it is. I'm like 99% sure it was before. Yeah, because he was like, he could project when he's on screen. It's kind of a confidence, but deep down, he's a little bitch that cries when he gets yelled at and said, "Don't talk to me like my dad. What do I do with these?"
Okay, buddy.
Wow. Better than wearing a shirt.
He's making you get the Wiggler.
Oh, well, that's pretty expensive. Is he getting 3 off? Yeah, we're getting a Wiggler.
He's getting there.
You'll be paying for like what? It's about $100. So another probably cost me 30. So yeah, I'll get $60 out of this. Nice. Noise. Thank you. Very generous. Go ahead. I'm taking 34%. Actually, not. I'm taking 60.
No, you're taking like that. You're taking like that 66% basically. Yeah,
I'm taking a lot.
So.
But actually, no. I'm probably taking less because I think we're paying in dollars, right? We're paying dollars, euros, or pounds.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's dollars. Yeah.
We'll lose money if it's pounds. But go ahead.
Pretty sure it's dollars. Kate mentions that every session had to be followed up with a therapy session for him and Anissa.
Shocking.
Okay, buddy.
Final flash. Make it 2 to go. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man.
I really just started to come up with more creative ways of people give me money out there, you know.
It's good fan art.
Actually, if hers are gonna have giant tits. Mine's gonna have a huge penis.
You just helicopter. That's
yeah, yeah, there you go.
What was it?
Fucking like flies off.
Not over my head, you know. Wiggle.
What was it? Somebody
9 1 to go.
That where he was wiggling his leg around. Someone said nub, the other one said leg.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Matt one next time. Thanks for the help. No, thank you, Brain Droid. I appreciate you. Like, that's really, really super generous of you.
One away.
I mean,
one away.
One away. You don't have to put the last one. Jesus. Somebody else help out. All right, let's stop fundraising like it's goddamn Creator Crash. Read the next one, wench. Read the next one, wench.
Like not going to
there it is.
Guys, come on.
Told my bank and stock fraud for doing it on purpose. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're getting the Tommy C. Wiggler on the way.
We need a new goal.
But let me tell you something. You're going to have to explain yourself to McMahon after this. It wasn't my choice. I didn't want a Wiggler. You know?
Yes, you did. I've got a clip of it.
No, I just wanted to. I say things in the moment. I don't believe them. But I want to know. I want to know. Yeah, like I say something because I think it's going to be funny. I don't necessarily believe it. Yeah. But I'll say it's full of shit. But it's done, and now I want it, and the fans want it. So I don't know why they like it. I hate it. But at least it'll piss off McMahon. So you believe it? He stole from Top Wanda.
Dude, you should do like a rape review segment next. That should be the next fundraiser. It should be called like Extreme Rape Review.
Extreme Ultimate Rape Review. That's what I'm doing next. EURR. There you go.
The ultimate rape review machine.
Extreme Ultimate Rape Review. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Retro Rape Review.
Retro. Okay, because I'm old, right? Retro Rape Review.
Yeah.
We're doing Retro Rape Review.
Triple R.
Today on Retro Rape Review. Here, I got one for you. Today on Retro Rape Review. The Central Park Jogger. You know,
Ted Bundy. Did he do
it? Ted Bundy's first victim.
She's dead.
Where on the rape scale do you think it lands? Put a like below and the number, right? That's next time on Retro Rape Review.
Smash that like button if you're pro rape.
Yeah. RR. Yeah, mine's RRR. Triple R. Yeah. Ultimate Rape Review Deutsche Retro Boogaloo. That's too funny. All right, keep reading them there, Janie.
Yep. Anissa tried to put on music at the gym for an hour. A coach said she'd take her off the gym music, and she got offended. Michael said it wasn't really gym music, and it was quote-unquote 12-year-old girl emo music.
You don't say. Actually,
I never would have guessed.
I discovered a band because of her. I can't remember. They did the Punk Tactics song, Brie, and something. It's like a Beastie Boys knockoff group.
Oh,
They're
fuck.
great.
Yeah.
I fucking love those guys.
Oh, God. I don't regret that at all. I thought she might have had good taste in music because those guys are awesome. I mean, she said, like, I'm glad these guys are, like, this kind of hip-hop's coming back. I agree. But the rest of it's, she's 30 years old. Listen to
that was from her?
Shit.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I got that from her. So you like those guys, too? It's awesome.
Yeah, I love those guys.
I'll give her that. Keep it going.
Yeah. So this was in a 4 to 5K square foot gym, and they all got forced to listen to her shitty ass music. After that, she left and went to go cry in the car. Next day, when they came to the train,
she has not heard no very much in her life. And if I had to bet, the way her mother acted with Froggy Fresh, she reinforced that her daughter is not to hear no. Good luck, you. Next.
So next day when they came to train, they told Kate they don't know how she could date Michael since he doesn't respect women. Your chat just got shut off, FYI.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's... He doesn't respect women.
That's her fucking husband,
That's
man.
her fucking
Come on,
husband.
you can't say that.
Jesus Christ, that's none of your fucking business.
Oh, because he's
yeah, but you know what? She's
just...
probably used to turning people fucking on to this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's used to it working. No one ever says, "Hey, Anissa, fuck the fuck off." And you take somebody like Rusty Cage, who apparently she kind of shit on him, and he kind of backed down a little bit. Nobody's, you can kiss my ass. If your husband wants to do something about it, bring him over here. No one's done that to her because she hangs out in a group in an area where there's only one guy in the room. Unless maybe it's like donut operator or Tactone or whatever, who's leading the revolution. I guess he finally got banned for something.
Yeah. Something about OnlyFans girls.
OnlyFans.
And commies.
Yeah. Commies and OnlyFans girls. Yeah. He said something about the two big groups that he spoke of. Go ahead.
When asked if Anissa is anti-Semitic, Michael said it's hard to say no. After sharing that Michael's mom is half Jewish/Italian, Anissa started distancing herself.
Oh. See, that's one of those things, like, it's too vague to say for sure, but she is half Lebanese.
Well, yeah. Does she? Yeah. Come on.
The Irish.
Look at her.
I would like to tell you. You want me to tell you Ireland's dirtiest secret? As somebody of Irish descent, just like Anissa, did you know during World War II that there was a great deal of Irish that openly rooted for the Nazis? Can you guess why?
Why?
Yeah. Why would a wonderful country like Ireland actually push, like to see the Nazis succeed? Why?
Didn't like England.
Bingo! God, it took you so long. It's just to them, it was they don't care
I was
about
waiting for Vault in my defense.
Yeah.
All
right,
that was a
fine.
question for him.
I was going to say something like
because they fucking hated the English that fucking much. Now, only a couple years since the revolution, but that's insane. Here's another thing to add to that. Now, it wasn't all, but here's another deep, deep shame, right? A lot of guys, Ireland's not a poor country. The English were offering, a way to make a living, which is really super dangerous, by becoming a World War II British soldier, which could not have been easy. Apparently, they treated those guys that came back home like shit. It's Ireland's dirtiest secret. My personal experience, at the one fucking group that I've seen, just on average, not all Irish people, it's just the one, some of it's my family, that have said more rotten things about Jews. What's the Irish? If I had to count.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like she might get it on both fronts for different reasons.
Yeah, I'd say like we're much worse.
Oh, you're on different level.
Irish is like they're like a number 2.
I'm in the League 4 German regional leagues. You're in fucking Champions League. You know what I mean?
We're like in the World Cup.
You're like and you win every year. And you'll win every year.
Yep.
back to back. But in fairness, this is kind of one of the world's weakest criticisms. But I don't know how many. I saw just recently. The Rebel News, the Canadian news group, and I saw some Irishmen tell, "Get out of my face, you dirty Jew! You deserve what you got." Like, whoa! He didn't give a shit, and the thing was framed to the guy from Rebel News with the glasses. The thing was framed as Ireland doesn't give a fuck anymore. And this guy was just like being anti-Semitic, like just going after this guy. And all this Jewish guy was asking him was just a couple questions on why he felt the way he felt. And basically, I felt the way he felt because I hate you. Go away. You dirty, smelly, no good bugger. Yeah, that's what it was. I got to be honest with you, I heard it a lot. I also heard the Jewish jokes. Like my grandfather used to say a lot of like jokes. They run the world. Stop saying that to Tommy. They'll put him in jail. And then he'd kind of look at me and laugh. All right, that's different, But my other grandfather, I can't even say what he used to say in front of us. Yeah, both Irish. But they're Irish American. They're Irish American in fairness, but they weren't as disconnected from Ireland as I was. All right, here we go. Oh, next. We got a next. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. We're on the last one finally. Woo! On the Wednesday before the fight, Anissa said she, quote, had such bad anorexia she was gonna die. She tells Ian that if she goes to the hospital, they're going to hold her and she'll miss the event. Kate says she has a way of downplaying Ian's big moments right
before they're about to happen. I absolutely fucking believe that. I absolutely believe she gave her bad food on purpose, maybe even subconsciously on purpose. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, boy. You know, I will say this, and I'm still going to make fun of him, so it's going to make me look like a big hypocrite, but I do feel bad for him. I do. I wouldn't wish this. I would wish this on somebody, I'll be honest with you, but I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy most of the time. Like you, Tommy,
What was that girl that her mom like try and like kind of poison her? She's like in jail. She's in jail now.
Oh, the mom's name was the mom's name was Dee Dee. Fuck, what the Dee Dee and oh god, what's the Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, I mean, Ian is pretty much just Gypsy Rose, dude.
That's what I was thinking. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And it means Dee Dee.
Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts.
Gypsy Rose. Who's Gypsy Rose? Why am I drawing a blank?
She was the girl who had her and her boyfriend went and murdered her mom. It was the whole Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Had like all of her teeth pulled out. Had her basically confined to a wheelchair for a while. And she recently got out of jail, and then there's a whole documentary series.
Oh, she kind of beat the rapping. She got out early, and she didn't belong that way. Right?
Yeah, she got out, yeah.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that about a year ago. All right, keep going. Let's get this over with.
All right. Ian took the whole of November off due to Anissa's procedure to reverse her boob job.
Oh.
My ex-wife was braver when she had a fucking cyst in her ovaries. She was like, I was trying to stay there, and she's like, go home, go to work, you don't have to sleep here, you don't gotta do it. But he's got to sit there like a fucking retard. Good for him. Go ahead, next.
During the Froggy fallout, they were at Michael's house, in the bedroom, reading the Twitter comments out with usernames obsessively instead of watching a fun boxing show.
Well, yeah,
it was like all the Twitter Spaces and shit with Sam Hyde, Keem, Nick, Bo Blacks.
He's sitting around. You see what they? I bet it's mostly her. I bet it's mostly her. See what they said about me? I bet he doesn't give a fuck. He must not. He must have gotten shit even in his height of popularity. And he probably but I guarantee this is what happened. You gotta let that stuff go. I've been getting it for years. You shut up. They can't say that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's got to listen to it and be a part of her narcissism. Ugh, God. Yeah, Ian's lost. Yeah. Well, no, Ethan's lost. Ethan's fucked, you know. I tell you something. Ethan is one ugly fucker, and I'd rather him be him any day of the week. That guy looks like he's improving all the time. Health-wise, really should take his diet. You know, everything. Shoot.
Yeah, Anissa believed that Sam Hyde would actually come and murder her, which is why she took so many precautions.
Oh, I see. No,
that's a biker. I'm coming to kill you.
Minecraft. No, in real life.
No, in real life.
Yeah, sure. No, this is
next.
I notice a lot of lefty types do this. They pretend their life's in immediate danger to justify their outrageous behavior. But just wanted to point that out. See a lot of people on that, especially women, do that. I'm very scared.
Fucking Keffels did that.
Yeah, Keffels did as well. But go ahead.
The reason they moved away from LA is because Ian had too many friends there that were quote unquote using Ian.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Michael said that Ian had no friends besides them. This is why Michael felt so bad for them.
Well, not enough to fucking not go on Ethan Klein's show.
Yeah, just
yeah.
Fucking weird. Man.
You know what I mean? Like some of this has got to be bullshit. I just don't know what it is. Imagine if you're married, your first slate, and you never grew a person from a heartbreaking lessons. That's Ian. You know, Red Dog. I love my wife very much, but I met a very special girl. Not with my first lay, but she would have been like senior year of high school. If I was more mature and not such a fucking idiot, I met a good girl after her too. I could have definitely had a wonderful life with that person. You know, and I'm glad things worked out the way they did. I had to go through all those things you're talking about. But imagine your first lay is her. I mean, I think that's what more it's about. That she's just, some kind of weird sociopath. You know, you got to figure, like, they met when she was, what, 27? When he was like 27, 28?
I think so.
That's his first lay. Can you imagine how lonely he must have been at that point? Lonely with all that fame? Most of the stuff that he's going through, I've seen guys go through what he went through at 16, 17, and by the time they're 18, 19, 20, the girl's gone, they split, and they're fine. You know? I bet she was telling. I bet she was. He bitched about his dad once, and that's where she got a fucking hold of him. That's my guess. You know? Go ahead.
Next up is the week where Anissa was gone was the most normal Ian ever was.
You don't say. Keep going.
Anissa would interrupt and make him leave when he was talking with the guys post-training.
Yeah, she wasn't in charge.
When she was gone, Ian stayed another hour talking and hanging out.
I wonder what they talked about. I heard he's a really weird communicator. I would love to have been a fly on the wall and see how weird he really is. Keep going.
Anissa said she quote-unquote gifted Ian boxing. She started her speech at the CC Gala with, "When I gifted Ian boxing."
I gifted you.
What a fucking sociopath.
Bizarre. It's just a weird thing to say. I don't know if it's sociopathic, but whatever. I think she's a
but
sociopath.
fucking
I don't
weird.
care. I don't care. I diagnosed her. Dr. Tommy. Done.
Yeah, me too, man. Volts MD.
Keep going.
Anissa used to tell her mom she was going to be with a millionaire. She told Michael and Kate this. In fact, it was one of her mom's expectations for her partner, to be with someone rich and someone within the religion.
Well, who get the religion part? But I thought she's not a Muslim anymore. I thought she gave up Islam. I don't fuck. I can't even track of her Islam. By the way, I'm going to stick up for her. I don't think that's a bad thing. I remember some girl back in the day at Shop on the Point, early fucking years. It's how I met Jeff, actually. There was some girls says, when I grow up, I want to marry a Detroit Red Wing. And all these guys like, well, hashtag feminism, they shit on her. I thought it was a little lousy 16-year-old girl. Lousy fucking thing to do, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with if you're a woman saying, yeah, I want this type of guy and I expect this and blah, blah, blah. I don't think anything fucking wrong with that. If that's all you're about, the same thing with a guy. If all you're about is look, there's nothing, it's the only thing. Yeah, then you're shallow as they come. But if you want to like, put the bar high for yourself, want a certain type of man that has a certain type of job, and you're gonna have to look past some things that are not like perfect because nobody is. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you want to marry a millionaire, I want to get after you. But I would say something. It's like, well, if that's all you want, you might get what you want and be miserable afterwards because you didn't get to know the person at all. But yeah, if you want to shoot for the stars, lady, sure. No problem with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. If that's all, it's the same thing with guys. I want to go with a hot girl. Well, you know what? Work real fucking hard. Go to nice places. Pull a hot chick. I'm not going to tell a girl not to fucking want that. I'm not going to tell a guy not to want that. But if that's all you are, then you're just shallow and empty and your relationship's going to follow. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. A lot of girls. I think setting standards high. I also think if you want, and this is a nice thing to do too, but only do it if you feel that way. If you want to give a guy a chance because he has a big heart and maybe doesn't have all the qualities you possibly dream of, yeah, give that a shot if you want to too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think that's what I did.
I wasn't into my wife till like months. I wasn't her first pick and she wasn't mine. But boy, I'm grateful I married her. Boy, I'm grateful. I'm really fucking lucky, and we're not fucking beautiful or anything else. But Jesus Christ, Tommy's doing good, and we ended up fucking putting a bunch of money down for a house, and all I got to do is like maintain over here and die. No, that ain't my mistake. It was almost worth like getting divorced, or having that first family, which seemed like the end of the fucking world. And I don't I come from a family of chaos because they all have that Celtic blood running in their veins and everybody likes to fight, to a German woman that doesn't really raise her voice that much. Not that we never yelled at each other, but it's nice not to have it for months at a time.
Yeah.
The only violent incident we have is the one where I punched the door and I felt like an idiot. You know, when I told that story.
Yeah,
you know?
mop up
You
your
know,
own
and she
blood.
looked at me. She was like, "No, oh, you better mop that shit up." And I do good. You know, I'm fucking grateful. So yeah, if you want to give,
I was stupid.
if
as
you
fuck
want to
for
be
doing
like my
that.
wife and give some loser a chance because they have a good heart, and you know, maybe they'll be. I already kind of proved myself to be a good dad by staying here, you know, and seeing things out. To get custody of my daughter, yeah, that's good too. But if you also want high standards, a certain type of man, a type you want to fill, just make sure that's not all you're after. You know, some facsimile of that. That's my recommendation. Yeah, set your standards high. Sure, ladies. But you know, if he's got some kind of trait that you normally would look the other way on, but there's so many other things that you like, I can see it through. You might be robbing yourself. Go ahead.
Ian claimed that his first. Yeah, I mean, Ian claimed that his first girlfriend was a single mom and didn't ever have sex with her.
Why did he tell his boxing coach that?
I don't know. That's what I want to know.
How does that?
Okay, jab, right, jab, right. You know, I used to fucking go with this single mom, and she never let me fuck her. That's crazy. He said, jab, right. That's fucking funny.
Right, haymakers.
Move. 1, 2. Yeah, I was with this girl for years, and I took their kids to Dairy Queen, and I never got one lousy blowjob.
No, I bought him a McFlurry, man. Come on.
That's weird. Never slept with her. Where's Ian from? He's from California originally, because he has this like southern twang in his voice. Oh, he said he's from Texas.
Yeah, he was born in San Bernardino. So
was he raised there?
It looks like it because he went to let's see, where's this high school?
Ian's an overshare, like Bowbacks. Sakura, that doesn't make sense. You know, he was known for being like sort of mysterious and like no one really knew too much about him. I didn't have like anything come across my desk unless he made a content cop. And everything, when I say my desk, what these guys find and post, which I don't know I'll cover, he never came up on shit. Like nothing until 2020. Keep going there, sweetie.
Next up is Anissa convinced him to move out of his parents' house and buy a house like a real man. Or
What?
break up with them.
Wait a minute, he's living with his parents? Well, he's 27. He didn't want to leave. Oh God, that's a bad sign. Yeah, that's something that yeah, she probably, you know, she's not even wrong there. Like, you need to get the fuck out of the house and be a man. And we need to have a relationship, be together.
Yeah, that's not. That's not because I feel like
I didn't know that. I would have if I would have known that, I wouldn't have told Dave he was crazy all those years ago. If he's,
yeah. I mean, I feel like I've probably done that a bit, but it's more
unless
unless
he was putting just mega money away for something big. But something tells me that's not the case.
Yeah.
I think it's okay if you're if you're like, you know, 24, 25 or something like that, and like, give me 2 more years, I'll live here, I'll fucking clean up after myself, and I just need this YouTube money, and I'm gonna buy something big, mom. And all right, yeah, sure. But you know, have to told how to do it, and you're gonna want to leave one day. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out.
I mean, that was.
I was there. I was there too long. I remember I was a townie, so I wasn't there with my parents longer than I wanted to be. But go ahead. You know.
I think I was 19, so.
Yeah, but you were college.
And I did.
Yeah, so
well, I took it.
If I was smart, had your grades, and I would have been the fuck out of there at 18. Bye, mom. Bye, dad. But I was none of those things, and I started working.
Well, I would have.
You know.
I would have too, but there was COVID, and then I got appendicitis, so that was fun.
Oh, well, that's a little different. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
COVID fucked your.
So I took a year out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
After Creator Clash 2, Michael.
But I don't count. I don't count you living on your own as being in like an institution of college. I don't. Not until unless you work in the. I don't consider you're not really out of the total institution.
Yeah.
You're still in that life. By the way, completely normal for your situation, your age. I'm not like judging you.
Yeah.
But you know, there should be a desire to leave the nest. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I had the desire, just not the fucking money. You know. But go ahead.
So, after Creator Clash 2, Michael asked Ian if he could help him open his own gym by signing as a guarantor. Ian said, "In no world can I help you." Kate suspects it was Anissa due to the usage of, quote-unquote, "in no world."
Michael asked if he could help him open up his own gym by signing as a... What is exactly a guarantor? Does that make Ethan responsible for anything?
Yeah.
Ian,
So, the only way I can explain it is in my housing situation. So I have to have a guarantor, and it's basically like if you can't put up the money, then they will put up the money.
Oh, okay. All right. In no fucking world was Ian... I'm going to 100% stick up on it. In no world was he even mildly responsible for this. Now, he maybe should have played in the bonus and treated them better, not act like such a bitch. But to ask that's not his responsibility.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah,
these last two are ridiculous. All right, try the last one and let's fucking end it.
All right. So the last one is Kate is a child marriage survivor who was forcefully married from 12 to 23. Anissa and Ian were well aware.
Okay.
When last year a House bill was trying to pass to ban child marriage, she reached out to Ian and Anissa asking for them to spread the word, and they left them on red.
That's nuts.
Really? Did they have an obligation to do anything? No, they don't.
Tommy.
Not unless they said they were going to do it. They got no obligation in the world. Well, God.
They go around fucking preaching about leftist fucking values.
Yeah, but I mean, but do you ever think for a second, do you know who's taking advantage of those laws and those old laws in the States? Fucking Muslims. Because you can marry, although the reader wants to marry every kid. So why is she going to speak out against Muslims?
I mean, what she was. So, I'm kind of like focused on Kate a little bit. So, do you remember the movie Gran Torino?
Yeah, great movie.
She's pretty much like that type of Asian. The monks.
I understand. It doesn't. I don't know. I understand. She's not. Yeah, I know what she is, but I don't know if that's their responsibility unless something was. I know it's roping me to any politics. By the way, this is something I would support without a doubt. I saw Nick. Yeah, but am I obligated to though? I mean, if you can't,
they're running a charity event.
You're concerned about you're concerned about Palestine, right? We've had this conversation before. I don't want to get involved in anything that might have any chance of getting in the hand of a terrorist. I want that to stop. I want those kids to stop dying. But I'd have to not help you and not speak out and just. But I'd tell you respectfully. I'm sorry I can't do it. I know, because the IRA used to come to New Jersey when I was a kid to go to these Irish festivals and fucking try to get money.
I mean, fucking.
I can't imagine. I'm sure there's plenty of Arabs fucking fleecing honest Arab Americans for the same shit and just looking for terrorism money. So if you ask me to do that, I would say absolutely not, Walt. I can't do that in good conscience for such and such a reason. I don't know if I leave you on red though.
Yeah, but this was just to kind of pass a House bill in a court of law in the United States. It's not a link that they click on. It's not them asking for money.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
am I wrong?
The word.
Am I? Tommy has no fucks for child brides. I have all sorts of fucks for child bride, but I don't like this idea that you could force people to support something. That's it. If you want that, go to Queeman. I don't like. It's the principle, right? It's the principle. If you told me to fucking get something with child brides, I would do it. I'd drop everything.
The whole principle, Tommy. The whole principle of their entire.
That's different. Yeah, I'm not running around saying I'm a fucking hero.
Cancer.
Fair enough. I'm not running around saying.
So why not also support this about fucking child marriages, ending child.
I'm just, you're probably right. I'm just uncomfortable with the precedent that forces people to get involved in political or support certain things. Because if I let that principle go, just looking from my perspective, then, why don't you support this? Why don't you support that? Why don't you support this? Look, here's what I really think happened. They probably found out.
You don't need to interact with people ever.
Muhammad married Alicia at 6 and consummated. Jesus.
Muhammad married Aisha at 6 and consummated at 9, so of course I left that bitch on.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't like this idea that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not about child brides. It's the principle. If like I told them that I'm very concerned about trans rights issues, and they left me on red, I'll be like, fucking good. So I'm going to say it. I'm just trying to be consistent here, you know.
Yeah,
now, if
I get it, but like you're not going around preaching about
that's true.
saving kids.
And if it needs to hurt
you're
the
not like
story,
running a charity.
She was probably, by the way, this poor girl. She was put in child marriage at 12. I think she bore 2 to 3 children about this shit before she was in her 20s. The fact that this is still illegal in America is unfucking believable. But I think there's books on the laws, A, from the 19th century, and B, they're put on just in case a 14, 15-year-old gets pregnant. Then you can marry them off because I think it's just old laws in the books. But what that also is, it allows crazy fucking religions from faraway lands to basically do the crazy shit they do back home. Because some fucking crazy law on the books from 1820. It's a loophole, yeah. That's what it creates. So I wonder if she didn't say it as like, well, can we support this? Well, the Muslims are for this. Well, we can't do that. You know, that's what I'm totally speculating.
I know. But like, it's just you guys run a charity event for kids. Why not also help kids with other things? It would be one thing if I just approach some random guy and tell him, hey, do this right now. End child marriages.
I want to know, is Volt beating me in this argument? I guess you're going to... one for Volt, 2 for me. I'm 2 for principle, 1 for Volt.
I'm not like arguing
but you get where my principles from.
Context. No,
I win.
I get your point.
You get where my principles from. Child marriage is like...
Those ones.
Yeah. There's what? Yeah, there's one. Yeah, they're like, fuck that. I don't know. I don't want anybody. None of you guys have ever done that for me, and I think we're all pretty like-minded. 3 for Meta Wolf. Thanks. Genie 1. 3 for Genie.
Yeah, that's what 3 is. I won.
So 3 is pro child marriage. You're pro child marriage.
Totally. Because I was silent about it, just like a new thing.
Fucking crazy. That's nuts. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's fucking weird.
Wacky. Where? All right,
it just shows like they're fucking spineless.
I don't know. I'm trying to be principled here, but yeah, if she asked me to do that, I'm a fucking good person. These people are nuts, you know. Please, were we on that? The other one though, I don't like at all. About can you sign for my gym? No, I don't have to do that.
Yeah, that one's a little bit fishy.
It's odd as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be responsible for your fuck up if your thing doesn't go off. Oh, fuck that shit. That's the only really hole I saw, you know, in the in you know, whatever it is the fuck they were doing. Oh, remember me? Yeah, sure, remember me. Let's get going.
It was like they never remember you. You always have to sign in.
No, I've been fucking around. It's not exactly. I don't usually have to sign in. Shut up. Shut up. Just because you got 1 W over me doesn't mean you know.
One of many.
Let's read the $10 and more. Nesquik, Oat Bragg, Rexon, B, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, Dream Ghost Gaming, Little Manly, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Pun, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Yeety, Picklington. And Will Dillon, who I think has come back. Well, thanks, Will. Thank you. That's very nice.
Is that?
Wow, Will Weaver.
Wow, Weaver.
That's an old name.
Yeah.
I kind of like remember that guy.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. You rock. Rock out with your cock out. Get the fuck out of here. It's a little late for me. I don't think we can do what you call it show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, same.
We may do one Saturday. I'm working another 2 years. Everybody's got to go to fucking bed around here. I'll see you. I hope you enjoyed. All the best. And, well, I'll see you soon.